Hey everybody, Beth Gibbs here, producer of Totes Recall. I'm here to let you know that May is Respect Listener Opinions Month. That means that for the month of May, you, the listener, get to help us choose which movie we'll watch. So head to Twitter, Facebook, or Instagram and suggest movies that you would like us to watch with the hashtag TotesRespect. We'll be taking your suggestions until March 22nd, and then we'll compile all of your suggestions into a poll. Then you get to vote on the one you would like us to watch the most. That poll will be up at respect.totesrecall.com. So if making us watch movies like Con Air or The Rock isn't enough of an incentive, you'll also be entered into a raffle to win some sweet Totes Recall merch. Listen to our Respect Listener Opinions Month episode that will drop on May 15th to see if you've been respected. And now, the show. Totes Recall.
Welcome to Totes Recall, the podcast where we talk about a movie we don't remember very well. Watch that movie, eat pizza, salads. Thank you, patrons. We appreciate you appreciating us. Come back from salad and pizza time with a movie.
Yep.
Talk more about the movie, given the knowledge we have learned from watching it.
Yes.
God.
My name is Dan.
This is Molly.
I'm also Dan.
And I'm Beth.
And our movie this episode is Indiana Jones, The Raiders of the Lost Ark, and The Raiders of the Lost Ark.
Literally what my brain just did. And the Goblet of Fire.
Yeah. Remember,
Indiana Jones and
remember
the
in the
Goblet of
fourth
Fire.
Harry Potter book where like a
Harry, don't go
30-year-old
into that
man.
Nazi Dane.
Oh,
No, I
that'd
don't
be
know. Oh, is this
amazing.
the one with rats? I don't
what?
know.
Aren't they all with rats?
I guess so.
I feel like there's rats in all of them.
I mean,
You go in a tomb,
because
you're
they
gonna get
replaced it with
rats.
snakes.
What?
No, he was afraid of snakes, so they replaced it with rats.
Who?
What?
Harrison Ford.
No, he hates snakes.
character-
Indiana Jones hates
Oh, the
snakes.
character does.
Yeah.
So originally it was rats or bugs or something, and they changed it to
Oh, because
snakes.
the actor
The actor Harrison Ford.
J. Ford.
Okay, J. Ford.
Harrison J. Ford.
Harrison J. Ford. He doesn't have a middle name. The J
These
is
are
for
true facts that we know
that
about
is true,
Harrison
'cause
J.
we've learned-
Ford.
Listen to our Blade Runner episode for more Harrison talk.
Yeah.
Oh, we talked about him a lot. But no, he was afraid of something, and then they changed it, but they didn't tell him they were changing it to snakes, and he hates snakes.
Nice.
Too. I mean, who doesn't?
I kind of like snakes.
I like snakes like as a
Really?
concept. I don't know if I want to go into like a big chamber full of them though.
But would you want to go into a big chamber full of kittens? You know what I
What?
mean?
Oh,
like
sure,
full
yeah,
of anything,
yeah,
it's gonna
yeah.
feel weird.
That's true.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, full of kittens?
Like the floor is like
like-
writhing with kittens.
Oh,
Yeah.
anything that's writhing is no good.
Yeah, there we go. That's what I think that's what we're saying.
But, okay, can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
What do you mean that you like snakes as a concept?
Yeah, snakes are super cool, and if like you were like, do you want to watch this National Geographic hour about snakes? I'd be like, hell yeah.
Oh, okay.
But like if I were to suddenly just be like walking along and then suddenly like a crazy ass legless reptile
Yeah.
just sort of like speeded across,
Unpredictable.
my animal brain would freak out. I'd be like, what is that? Oh my God, what is that?
Yeah.
And part of me would want to either run or like stab it.
I think that's the same how I feel about sharks.
Uh-huh.
I'm fascinated by sharks.
Yes.
Also terrified
Yes.
of sharks.
You should be. They're
Yes.
apex predators.
They're-
Stay out of the water.
Have I ever told you my shark story?
No.
No.
Okay.
Wait,
Well-
are we ever going to watch Jaws on this
Oh,
podcast?
we should though.
We should
Okay,
watch
I'll save
Jaws.
it for Jaws.
There you go. Teaser.
Teaser. Molly has a story. Wait, does it take place in the Soviet Union?
No.
Oh, that'd be
sorry.
amazing.
Doesn't.
Russian
We have trained
Jaws.
sharks for a hunt for American blood.
There was a bad guy and a laser, but I don't want to get into it right now.
Right.
Oh.
No, and that last part was a
What
joke.
movie are we watching?
Indiana Jones and the Raiders
Goblet
of
of
Doom.
Fire.
Nope. Raiders of the Lost Ark.
Is it and
Which
I
one
don't know.
Is it?
or is it Indiana Jones :
That
I mean, this
I
is
have
the
the same
moment
question.
where somebody is going to break apart their listening device.
Yeah,
but
and I'm excited for
seriously, which one is this? It's
Jaquette?
not the one with what's his name, Sean Connery, right?
I
No,
do
That
not
one's
believe
not.
so.
Wait,
that's Temple of Doom, right?
No.
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 That's the last
Last Crusade.
Crusade.
Last Crusade. That makes sense.
I
'Cause
thought-
last.
aren't you just talking about the actual title of the movie, not
Yeah.
even the content of the movie?
Yes.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
don't know if there's a colon or an and after Jones.
I think it's and the because isn't it Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade? Indiana
I
Jones
think
and
so.
the Temple of
Temple
Doom.
because I
Doom.
think they're presented as if they were like pulp novels.
Yeah.
So like it's always this character and he does a
Yeah.
bunch of different
Yeah.
Okay,
impressions.
I buy that.
So
But
yeah.
no, this doesn't have Sean Connery in it.
Okay, that one I know I've seen a lot.
Okay.
Okay, not this one.
Not this one.
Yep.
I'm not sure if this is the one that I saw, but I have a very sentimental attachment to Indiana Jones. I mean, I'm sure I've
Oh.
seen it in general.
Sure.
But I have a very sentimental attachment to Indiana Jones.
Okay.
And the reason is that my now husband is someone I had a huge crush on for a very long time. And we had this very slow progress of becoming friends and then me trying to get to the point where we would hang out socially in any capacity. And it was like, you know how in Jane Austen novels, like the heroine will get maybe 30 seconds alone
Yes.
with the suitor, and
Yeah.
then there's all these miscommunications. It was like that for at least 9 months, and I was starting to lose my mind a little bit. But then we ended up in Austin, Texas, at a festival at the same time together, and had gone out for pancakes, like midnight pancakes, and it ended up just being the two of us, and we had a really great time. And then we made a plan for the next day, and the story could go really long, but it was a plan. And we had barbecue at Aaron's Barbecue, which is some of the Franklin's Barbecue, which is
Yep.
some of the best barbecue in the world.
Wait, is it Aaron's or Franklin's?
Frank.
It's
Franklin's.
Franklin's, but Aaron Franklin is the name of the guy.
Oh.
Yeah. I didn't see him or anything, but it is
I need
really
that.
excellent barbecue. Somebody worked at a food place for a long
Yeah.
time. No
I
big
think I
deal.
talked to Aaron Franklin at
When
one point.
does this
Really?
become about Indiana Jones?
Oh,
Great
anyway,
question.
So we had barbecue together, and it was during that conversation that he asked me out on our first date. And I was like, what do you want to do? And he's like, let's go to the Alamo Draft House. They're showing Indiana Jones. And so we went to Alamo Draft House,
Which movie?
which it was an Indiana Jones one.
You just don't remember which one though?
There's-
Listen, you guys,
You were
my
too busy
brain was
making
not.
eyes. Too busy making
Ooh.
eyes.
I was too busy
Necking.
thinking about where my arms and hands were at all times. You know how you get so nervous? You're like, am I sitting naturally?
Are we gonna touch pinkies?
Ew, gross. I mean, pinkies, that's gross.
Oh,
Pinkies
just
are gross?
Pinkies in general?
Just-
You got your hand next to each other. You
Yeah,
slide
exactly.
over.
Like go on the armrest, like a
I see
little
what you're
skin to
saying.
skin.
Yeah.
I guess. I don't know. But you know what I mean? You
Yes.
just start getting really self-conscious about
Yeah.
how you're sitting and like, is there going to be kissing and when?
Right.
So I can't
Wait, in the
tell
movie
you.
or in your life?
Both.
In
baby.
my life. I don't care
Yeah.
about the movie. So what I'm saying is I have a strong emotional attachment to Indiana Jones, but I do not know if this is the exact movie we saw. As I'm talking about
guess
it,
we'll
I
find
think
out.
it's less likely. And I actually don't even know if this one has snakes.
I think they all
Oh,
have snakes.
it for sure has snakes.
But there's like a room full of snakes. It's a big
Yeah,
deal.
I
in
think
one
they
of
all
them.
have snakes.
Okay, no, he doesn't. Does he make that joke 3 times?
Yeah.
Probably, yeah.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
That's like a thing. It's like a bit.
yeah.
Oh,
I think it's like a running thing. Like,
Yeah.
I hate snakes.
Like, oh, why does it have to be snakes? Stuff
Yeah.
like that.
He calls someone Jacques.
What?
I hate snakes. Jacques. Yeah, I think this is one with Jacques. This is another longtime Totes will remember me referencing Macintosh sound packs that I had on my kid.
Yeah.
Mostly Star Wars, but there were definitely some Indiana Jones ones. And one of his, I hate snakes, Jacques. Bet, that's the line. I think it's in this movie when he gets in a plane and he running from the natives. We'll talk about it.
Yep.
And there's like a snake in there in the plane. And he says, I hate snakes, Jacques. And throws it out of the plane.
Probably.
But it's like Jacques the pilot's pet snake, maybe?
What?
Oh. No.
I'll feel very
That can't
conflicted
be
if that's
true.
the case.
Yeah.
So are there Nazis in this
Oh,
one?
yeah.
I think there's
Are there
Nazis in all of
always
them, right?
Nazis?
Except
Not
the
in-
fourth
That's like a
one.
running bit.
Or Temple of Doom.
Crystal Skull doesn't count. as a
Oh, that
movie.
was a
Shut up,
terrible
nerds.
movie.
Yeah.
But also probably we're cool nerds because I think most nerds
I
hated
think
that
nerds
movie.
hates
Agree.
Crystal Skull.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're kind of nerds in this situation,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
I never saw it.
Oh.
I just assumed it,
It was
not good.
truly bad.
Yeah.
There's like one scene that was like okay, and then there was
There was one scene that was
yeah,
okay.
yeah, and then there was like
Yikes.
Was
85.
that in the diner? Because that one was annoying. Never mind. That wasn't the good scene because it was annoying.
Okay.
So there we have it.
Anyway, I think Temple of Doom. There's no Nazis because it's a prequel story.
Hmm.
I think. I don't
It
remember.
is?
I haven't seen these movies in a long time.
Anyway.
But yeah, there are definitely Nazis. In this
Okay, Molly's bet Harrison Ford is in it.
one. Solid.
There's a lady in it,
Yes.
probably. She
Is
probably
there?
wears an all-white outfit at one point.
Sure.
Oh, is she
this
like
one
a
with the bugs?
reporter?
What?
There's like gross bugs in this one. Is
There's
this one
gross
with the
bugs
heart?
in all of them, aren't there?
Think of the mummy.
Is there a part where like a guy like pulls a heart out of a guy and eats it?
That's
Oh, that
definitely
seems
Temple
right.
of Doom.
Oh.
Okay. So this is the one where the Nazis are like, here's this box, and they open it up and their faces.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't want to like spoil it for you guys, but
I mean, I've seen it.
literally the title of the movie is The Lost Ark. So it's the one with the Ark.
But okay,
But that's
is
not
Right?
the Ark like Noah's Ark?
Is that a bet? Is that
what
best
is an
bet?
Ark?
Best bet.
Is that?
I mean, you're in the right area.
Yes, you're definitely
Like
in the right. Like
biblical?
you're orbiting the right.
Yeah.
It's like a wooden box.
It's the other Christian ark.
Yes.
which I don't know what that is.
The Ark
Oh,
of
the Ark of the Covenant?
Covenant,
Yeah.
Boom.
which is what?
It carried around Moses's broken tablets. All right. Moses,
Tweet at us.
Christian heads.
Yeah.
Or Bible heads.
Bible heads in general.
This is my understanding of the Ark of the
Oh,
Covenant.
I love
Oh,
it. Let's
no.
go.
Uh,
Strap in.
Moses. He's a guy.
Uh huh.
Yeah.
Went up to a mountain.
Yep.
Was like, God, how to live.
Yeah.
With like Google,
Yeah.
how to live. He went to
Yeah.
God.
This is pre-Google. It's
Okay,
just called God goal.
Okay, God.
Okay, God, how to live. God was like, here's 15 lessons,
What?
but then he only ended up with 10.
No.
No, dude,
No,
that's
no,
the
no.
Mel Brooks movie.
Yeah.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
All right.
Come on. No, it's 10.
It comes down with 10.
Yeah.
Yeah.
These are the stone tablets.
Uh-huh.
Like, don't kill,
Yeah. thou
don't
shalt not
bang other
kill.
people's wives.
Yeah.
Yeah. These are the 10 Commandments.
Yeah.
Okay.
But maybe not everybody knows the 10 Commandments. I'm
Okay.
recapping the ones I can remember.
Right.
No idols,
Right.
like your neighbors.
Yep.
Totes Recall Bible Edition.
Some other stuff.
Be very short.
Some are good, some are confusing. Anyway,
Yeah.
we won't go into it.
Yep.
At some point, they break and go in a box. That's the Ark of the Covenant.
That's your understanding?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Molly's rubbing her face.
Yeah. You want to add anything, Molly?
No, that's fine.
Okay.
Seems pretty,
Is he
pretty
close?
comprehensive.
Is he close?
I think so. I just, what you may or may not know about Dan is sometimes when he gets into telling a story,
Oh, yeah.
it can take a while.
It goes on.
I just,
Whoa.
I mean, not me.
But I would
obviously.
say that this
I'm
one
super
was
short with my
Pretty
stories.
brief.
That
Yeah.
was pretty brief.
Let's
Oh,
go
yeah.
back and time out which story was longer. The
Tweet
Ten
at
Commandments
us.
or getting to the Alamo Draft House and then not knowing what Indiana Jones
Yeah,
movie
yeah,
you
yeah,
saw.
yeah, yeah.
Anyway,
Tweet at us. Who dat longer story?
Yep. With the TRTs.
Ah, yes.
Yeah.
TRTs.
Yeah.
And like whatever emoji you feel represents whoever you thought had the longer story,
Oh,
and we'll just
no.
figure it out.
Yep.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
Tell it whole.
Yes.
So that's the Ark of the Covenant
Yeah, and the Nazis want it.
because it shoots laser beams
It's
or
like
something.
Like the whole idea, I think, is that it's like there's legends passed down that like it holds like the power of God Himself or something, or like whoever possesses it will be like unstoppable or something because they have been blessed by God or something like that.
But why does it melt Nazis?
I don't know because they're
Oh,
like,
is that the? Okay, hold on,
Mm-hmm.
hold on, everyone. Is this the one with a map on a discus and it gets burned into the palm of a bad guy? Yeah. Okay, Molly's
That's not
bet
Last
that
Crusade?
happens.
Molly's bet. The thing I just confirmed happens?
Yes,
Okay.
but
Then
I mean, I
I
put-
guess I'm double Mollying that bet then.
Is this the one where
Wait.
he like has like a sandbag and then he has like an idol and then he has to like switch the sandbag with the idol
And then run away from the
run
big
away
wall?
from the big
Quite
stone
possibly,
thing?
yeah.
Yes.
I thought
that's
that was
the
a different
intro
one.
to
I thought
this
that was
one.
in
And it's
Temple
like,
of Doom.
do-do-do-do,
No.
That's not Temple of Doom.
do-do-do.
No, Temple of Doom is where he has a problematic Asian child sidekick
Yeah.
and drives around.
Yeah, this is the one with iconic DVDs footage of giant boulder rolling
I
behind him.
think so, yeah.
And that's like the intro, because the intro to Last Crusade is River Phoenix being young Indiana Jones.
Oh, right.
And it belongs in a museum.
Oh yeah, yeah.
I mean, he says that a lot.
Yeah.
I remember
general.
that.
But I thought
okay.
I thought that was the burn one, because that's like the staff head, and then he's got to put it in the hole, and then Crusade. I don't know.
No, I think that's this one.
What's the one where he has to like spell things? Do you know that one?
Oh yeah, he has to spell God's name,
Yeah.
but it starts
Oh.
with a J.
Oh
that this one?
yeah.
I think that's the other one.
Oh, because
the
he's
other
fighting the cup
Yeah.
of Christ.
Yep.
Yeah, the chalice.
More Nazis want Jesus stuff.
Yeah. Yeah. That was like based on reality
Yeah.
to some degree.
There was like a spelling bee.
No, like I don't know, like Hitler and his ilk had
Oh,
a
yeah.
weird
Oh, okay, I see.
obsession with
That's
like
the name of God.
Yeah.
Yep. Okay, so to go back to what Beth just hinted at, is the score by John Williams? Is it John
Probably,
Williams
right?
score?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Williams.
Thick Williams.
I think we played this in a compilation of Thick Williams songs in band.
Oh, nice.
Nice.
Do-do-do-do.
Do-do-do.
Do-do.
Boom, ba-da-dum. That's what I think. That's the saxophone part.
No, not that one.
So yeah, so there are Nazis. There is an ark that we sort of understand what it is.
A lady reporter in white?
I don't think she's a reporter.
Honestly, I don't remember a woman in
Now
this
I'm
movie.
wondering if she's in the Temple of Doom because she gets like sacrificed or something.
That's a
they
different
find
woman.
her.
I might be thinking of Romancing
What do you mean
the
it's
Stone.
a different woman? I just said a white woman in a white outfit.
The one who gets sacrificed is the different.
Oh, it's a
woman.
different woman.
Yeah,
Not his lady pal.
yeah. Because in this one, I don't remember I don't remember
Oh.
why she's around.
One of them has like a crusty lady who's great, who like outdrinks.
This one,
That's this one?
yes.
Oh, this one's
she's great.
Yeah, she's great. We see her
Marion, something like that.
like drinking some giant
Yeah.
Soviet man under the table.
Yeah. I think that's how we're introduced to her. It's
Yeah.
her just out drinking some dude.
Is this the one with the monkey brains?
No.
Temple of Doom, I think.
I think I've only seen Temple of Doom. No, that's not true. I've definitely
I think
seen this
that's
movie.
to me, Temple of Doom is the worst of the three.
Oh, wow.
Agreed.
Yeah.
I know that.
If I remember them
Okay,
correctly.
here's a thing about my history.
Okay.
Is that we owned 2 of the 3 on VHS.
Oh.
I cannot tell you which ones.
You didn't get
they
a box
were.
set?
Well, I think we got it from a garage sale or
Oh, sure.
someone. So,
Oh, it's
so
like
maybe,
Neapolitan ice cream.
So maybe someone was like, "This is the best one. I'll keep it." And then these other 2. So I think I had Last Crusade and Temple of
I
Doom.
love that
I
some kids
love
like,
that
you
idea.
gotta get rid of. You can only keep one of these movies,
Yeah.
Jack. Oh, all right. I love this one the best.
I love the idea of like some misguided parent being like, it's the same guy on the cover of each one. You don't need all 3.
They're all Indiana
They're all the same
Jones.
movie. That'd be amazing. So you think you saw the second and third one repeatedly, but a garage sale deviant prevented you from seeing this
yeah,
one?
and I wouldn't even say repeatedly, like
No.
maybe a few
It
times.
was just available to you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what else do you think you remember about this one? Anything else?
Does he have a whip at some point?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, is this the whip gun one?
Well, he has the whip and the gun.
But I mean,
Those are like
He
his
uses the
two
whip to grab the
tools
gun?
of choice.
it has the LOL guy has a gun. No,
LOL guy.
there's a guy, a bad guy with a sword.
Yes.
Who's like going crazy with a sword, and then
Oh.
Harrison J. Ford just shoots him.
Yes.
Yes.
And LOL. Is that this one?
Yeah.
Yes,
That's
and-
like in a city scene, right? Not city.
Yeah.
What
Oh,
is
a busy
that? Like a
market.
market.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
a fun
In
scene.
a city, probably.
Yeah.
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 I believe this might be apocryphal, but I believe that originally there was going to be some like crazy ass action scene, and then Harrison J. Ford was like, "I have a gun. Why wouldn't I just shoot him?" And they were like, "Oh yeah, okay, let's shoot that." And they did, and they're like, "This is great."
That's
Okay.
my understanding as well. That he was too tired to do an action scene.
Yeah.
It was like, fuck it, I'll shoot him.
Yeah, I
Wow.
love it.
But then LOL.
But
Is
then
there going to
LOL.
be some problematic encounter with Harrison Ford and the female character?
Probably.
I mean, it's Harrison Ford.
Yeah.
and it's a movie from the last, like his golden age of action heroes.
Yeah.
Ooh, he's a professor.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
So at some point he's wearing like glasses and
Yeah.
Oh,
Oh,
to
and a
show
little
that he's the
vest.
professor.
or like a sweater with like patches on his
Oh,
elbows.
elbow patches.
Dan's bet. He is a professor, and his female students are into it.
Oh,
Yeah.
cooey.
Yeah. One of them writes on her eyelids,
Yeah.
like,
Oh, I remember that.
call me
Or something like that.
Something weird.
Yeah.
Oh, it's gross.
Something that
I remember seeing that as a kid and thinking that was gross.
drawing on your eyelids.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And also, like,
Okay.
is that going to work?
I need to go further into this because so she has to write on her eyelids, which means that like one of her eyes is closed and she has to write backwards.
She probably got like a friend to do it, right?
Yeah.
But like But that you're going to trust a friend with a pen next to your eye?
Man, I don't know.
I mean, her judgment clearly, like, this isn't the dumbest part of the choice. You know?
It's probably eyeliner, right?
I assume.
It looks like pen.
Sure.
But
I guess
who
we'll find
knows?
out. We'll find out.
But
Okay.
like when you open your eyes,
Mm-hmm.
like isn't the act of opening and closing your eyes gonna rub it off?
Yeah.
So it's probably
It's like
like.
a Sharpie.
I think she's just not too bright.
Do you think? Ooh, do you think because he's so busy gallivanting around the world that his class is an easy A because he just can't bother?
Probably.
To try that hard.
honestly. Probably.
Yeah, they probably don't show the exhausted teacher's assistant
Yeah, right.
behind the scenes grading all the papers.
Russell, I'm going to Guatemala to find a statue.
Oh man, and then
okay.
Russell's parallel movie is just him grading papers.
Yeah.
Oh, that's so sad.
Yeah, grading papers and just listening to the advance of the Nazi army on the radio.
trying to inspire students.
Russell and the
for
stack of
archaeology.
blue books. I'd watch that movie. Ba-da-da-bum.
I give this one a B. It's a line of dialogue from the movie we just made up.
Okay.
Yeah. Great.
So, okay, so who is the main woman in this?
I think it's who's the main bad guy. Who's Hitler.
Hitler's not in this one. He's in the last one.
Oh, right. The Last Crusade. He's
Yes.
in that one. Okay.
Sorry.
Oh yeah.
Oh, who's the main lady?
Is she just some lady?
All I can think of is
Oh
Kathleen.
wait, it's Marion. We already talked about this. God damn it.
Yeah, I
Marion?
think that's her name. Dan's bet, Marion.
Is she blonde?
No.
Oh, I think she's dark haired.
Yes. Yes, correct. Blonde one's in Temple of
We'll
Doom.
do. Okay. All right. That's the one that is super annoying because she literally can't do anything.
Yes.
She
Yeah.
just runs around and screams the
Yeah.
entire time. Like, why are you there?
Yeah. Although I think, well, there's a blonde lady in the third one too, but she's a secret Nazi. Spoilers.
Oh yeah.
Although at this point, I'm just glad someone who's a Nazi has the good sense to do it in secret. I am tired of these out
Sorry,
public
Oh.
Nazis who don't think they should be ashamed because they should.
Sure.
Anyway,
In
whatever. Secret Nazi.
1940.
Sure. I mean, she was a spy.
Yeah.
That kind of secret Nazi.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Because like,
And like
The war was happening.
Oh yeah, we should make it clear, Molly. This movie takes place before you were born.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Oh, well, in that case.
They don't know about Molly Chase. In the
Yeah.
movie.
But was it far away? It's long ago. But
No,
was it
I
far
mean, it
away?
was
It's
in
like,
like
relatively
Greece,
close.
probably,
Yeah.
and
That's pretty
wherever
far.
else he
he's
ends up.
He's American.
He's American, but he travels the globe.
Was he at like?
I thought he taught at
Harvard?
Oxford.
Oxford.
Oh, maybe he does. Yeah, he might be in England at the
Really?
beginning, or not at the beginning.
I
but
thought he was in Indiana.
what?
Because that's his name.
That's what we.
Dog's name. Spoiler
That's what we
alert.
call the dog.
Yeah,
Oh,
That's the third movie though.
that's
jokes. Oh, speaking of, is what's his name in this? Reese?
Darby.
No, the other one, the guy who played. He's just like a deep-voiced, bearded guy. I don't know.
right. Oh, that guy.
He shows up in Indiana Jones movies all the time, but I don't know if he's in the
Oh,
first
yeah.
one.
I
He's
don't
like an
know.
assistant guy.
He's like his buddy who just like shows up sometimes. when
Oh,
he's
so
on
he
his
was his bad
adventures.
dates.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Okay.
Bad dates. This one or the other one?
I don't know.
You know, I can't
Oh, man.
remember an episode of Totes Recall where all four of us have struggled so hard. Usually there's at least one of us who can like confirm.
Okay. Let's try to get some
And
more.
you're doing a really good job, Dan. I'm not saying you're not. I'm just saying this is
No,
hard.
this is a nightmare. Let's try to get some more solid bets down.
Okay, for sure. This is the one that opens with idol and sand
Sandbag,
and
yes.
giant boulders.
Yes.
great.
Then he gets the thing. He steals the idol from the
Yes.
natives.
Yes.
Ugh.
Ooh.
But then the evil archaeologist steals it from him,
Yes.
and then he runs for the natives. Gets
That's
it
right. There is an evil archaeologist. God, this movie is ridiculous.
And
Yeah.
then does he go back to work at school?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay.
And then someone's like, "I found that idol." No, we got to find the ark. Someone comes to him.
Oh,
Yeah.
with the arc, with a bigger fish to fry.
Yeah. I think it's his what is that guy's name? There's like a fastidious British man who's like his
Oh, it's like his cue.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And he's probably like, "Oh, I came across this book that has a little map to whatever." And I think Marion is somehow tied into that.
Yeah.
Like maybe she has the last piece of information that'll
Oh, I
lead
think-
people
Oh,
to
is there
the
a
ark.
corner of a map?
I think it's her dad.
Yeah, maybe.
Was like big into it, but
Yeah.
died.
Oh,
Yeah.
it had to have died.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah, because she can't be in it on her own,
Like-
right?
No.
The man in her
Lara
life had
Croft
to have done a thing.
type
But
situation.
I think she might. Yeah, I think it is sort of like that because she like took it upon herself to keep looking for it or something.
Yeah.
So she's drinking in a tent somewhere, right?
Or like a
She
weird
owns-
in the market?
Does she own the bar?
She owns a bar.
Oh.
And Harrison J. Ford and her were former lovers. Things
What?
did not go well.
I thought this is where they met.
No.
Sparks fly.
There's
Oh.
history.
Oh.
And
Or
he is
her
established.
story.
Thank you. It's established,
Their
I
story.
think, that,
It's their story.
that he's like a womanizer.
Oh, he has to be, right?
Yeah.
Oh.
Or he doesn't have time.
But then the Nazis are there
yeah.
and burns the hand, Molly.
Yeah.
Yay.
But then also the bar burns down.
Yes.
Man.
So it's like, why
Best
did you
of
come
times,
here?
worst of times.
Yeah. And then they got to get a staff, the staff of Ra. And there's a little city.
Yeah.
Gertie is not helping.
Yeah, like the thing.
I'm lost on the middle.
I think the thing that he burns on his palm is the thing you have to shove onto a stick to like find the location of the ark,
Yeah.
right?
Oh, does a big light shine through and
yeah.
it like
It's like
points a
you have
laser
to,
where you
the
need to
sun
go?
has to hit it at a certain time.
Oh, that explains
Yeah.
Ross, the choice.
yeah.
Yeah, sun
Ah.
god.
But then when they get in there, that's where it's a bunch of snakes.
Ooh, maybe.
Because evil archaeologist figures out the ploy
Yeah.
and like pulls up the rope or whatever.
Uh-huh.
And then there's lots of
Wait,
snakes.
do you think he like dumps in a sack of snakes?
No, there's like already snakes.
Oh,
there.
okay.
'Cause
Because
it's-
that'd be hilarious.
Molly's bet there are going to be many times during this movie I'm going to be thinking of the mummy.
Just
Just,
'cause
wishing you
it's-
were watching.
nope, just that I'm going to keep thinking something for the mummy is going to happen.
Just because it's in the desert
Well,
and there's like people in khaki doing
yeah,
stuff.
Basically.
Yeah.
Staff of
Yeah.
Ra, that's Egyptian. Maybe
Sure.
they're
Yeah.
in Egypt.
We don't know. But anyway, that's
I
my
don't
bet.
know, man.
Okay, so then he goes into a thing and he finds the stuff and there's like conflict. He has to spell Yahweh.
I think that's the third
And then, he wins.
Yep.
It does not pass the Bechdel Wallace. I'll put that bet in.
one. No, I don't think so.
Oh,
Oh,
yeah, that
no.
seems like a no.
Well, I mean, since we're introduced to Marion dealing exclusively with men, I think that probably sets the precedent for the
Yeah.
whole movie.
Do you think there is another woman in the movie?
I mean, there's drawn on eyelids lady, but I don't think she
Oh,
talks.
yeah. Okay, good point,
Unless
good point. We
eyelid
already talked
messages
about
count
two
as
female
talking.
Well, even then it would be talking about him. So.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't think. I'm going to say there's no other named female. We're going to have one named
Wow.
female.
I don't think there's
That
lady
is
Nazis
scary.
until the third one.
Yeah.
Wow.
There's just men Nazis in this one.
Wow.
All right.
Okay.
There's definitely a face melting scene.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, that's the end, and it's gross.
yeah.
Is it?
Again, I'm
Yeah.
picturing.
I mean,
the
it
mummy.
was at the time, at least.
I think it looks like you know when you build like a volcano
Mm-hmm.
and like for school.
Mhm.
That's just kind of what it looks like.
Of course, for school. Wild
For fun. You can
Yeah,
do
you
science
know.
for fun. Hey,
Science for fun. Hey, teens.
teens, science can be fun too, all right?
Yeah.
It's not just for nerds.
Yeah, and I think I've done that baking soda vinegar thing more for fun than I have for school.
But did you make it into a volcano?
I never made a volcano.
Yeah, neither did I.
I've never had. I just always thought that was a thing that they did on sitcoms for shorthands. Like, look, it's a science fair.
I mean, they definitely, it is,
Yeah.
for sure.
But you can also actually do it.
yeah. But
I
you
mean,
might get
why?
like a C because it's not original.
well,
Unless you made it original in some way.
Like making it look like a Nazi melting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
oh, there you go.
Yeah.
I mean, if you're like a 5-year-old or something, that's still a pretty good
cool.
one.
It's pretty keen to have a 5-year-old come up with a chemical reaction like that.
Dan, are you feeling defensive?
Yeah, I just feel like you can do science
Yeah, hey
for
kids,
fun.
science.
Science is fun.
Science is fun.
That
Don't.
might lead you to want to explore outer space, though. So.
Yeah, send a robot.
Ugh.
Ooh, build a robot.
Build a robot, send a
to
robot.
space.
Build a robot, send a robot.
And
this
go
movie
with it
does
to see
not
how
have
it's
robots or space,
No.
Oh.
but
That's
it does
Crystal Skull.
have
Harrison J. Ford.
Harrison J. Ford, probably a train at some point. Maybe that's the third one. Definitely a plane, and definitely a map showing where that plane goes.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
Classic.
fun.
Mm-hmm.
I like that.
The little line on the
Yeah, I love that.
How many? Okay, a key component of Indiana Jones Adventures is globe hopping.
Yeah,
How many different points on the globe do you think he hops to?
great.
I think Morocco's one because that's fun.
What?
Morocco. Why
But
not?
how many though?
Oh, I don't know.
So it starts in
3.
7.
Wow,
I don't know.
I love it. Beth said 3. Mm-hmm. I'm gonna say.
Now, are you counting? You're counting total locations, only like
Like different
exciting,
cities.
exotic ones.
I'm
Like, does
saying-
England count?
I'm saying like
Yes.
it counts as long as he was somewhere else and now is there. Like I'm not saying like he traveled from one town to another, but like if it's like, oh, we have to now, you know what I mean, where it's like we have to like buy a ticket or pay someone to take me there, I count that.
Sure.
So I'm gonna say 4.
I'll go 6.
Nice.
Speaking of random numbers,
What?
how many?
Oh, I see.
Yeah,
Okay.
see?
I get it.
How many melted map palms?
Ooh.
Oh, that sounds gross. How many happy paper maps?
Happy paper map.
Yeah, how many of those do you think you're gonna?
Oh boy, man, I have not seen this movie in so long. I really liked these when I was a kid, but I'm very concerned about harsh 2018 eyes being like, oh man, Harrison Ford is a monster in like various ways, whether it be him being a man, him being like a white dude, just like steamrolling over other cultures for his own gain, and I don't know if like him punching a couple Nazis will like justify it, you know what I mean? Because that is definitely where this movie goes. It's like, it's fine, he punches Nazis, everything else he does is forgiven. But it's also, I think, a fun romp, like an adventurous romp. So I'll say 4 happy maps.
Cool. Wow. Ambitious.
I don't know how I will feel about this movie because I'm not quite sure which one it is still.
Love it.
So, and that because I did own them on VHS, but I didn't watch them that often, makes me think that I didn't like them that much. So I'm gonna go with 2.
Wow.
I mean, you know, maybe I'll be like back into Indiana Jones,
Yeah.
back Indiana Jones.
Love it.
I feel almost identically to Dan. I really like this kid. These were a staple of the Jaquette household.
Nice.
And this is one of the 2 that I really liked a lot. But yeah, he like just steals from people and probably like traps a woman with his arms.
At some point, right? Like, he has to.
So I don't know if I'll be able to see past this into the fun adventure film that I think it is. 4.
Love it.
I don't know what to expect. I mean, in some ways, I know exactly what to expect because it's an Indiana Jones movie. But I don't know how I'll feel about it. So I'm going to give it a 3 with room for elation and disappointment.
Yeah.
Cowardly 3.
Yeah.
It is
you.
cowardly.
It's
All
very
right,
cowardly.
2.5. I have
I mean,
low
if
expectations.
three's what's in your heart,
Yeah, it's fun.
it's
No,
more
I mean, I
cowardly
think-
not to give your heart's
Ugh.
rating.
Yeah,
My heart is
exactly.
like-
imagine if you were watching this movie and you're in your heart you wanted to touch pinkies, but then you decided against it. Who knows where your life would be at this point?
That's a good point. I would. Wow.
Wow.
That is some sliding doors stuff. So I will. I'm gonna go 2.5 because I feel pessimistic.
Great.
Yeah,
Love it.
I hope to be wrong. I'm open to
mean-
being wrong, but I also think if there's any animal cruelty, that is gonna be down, and I think there's gonna be cruelty to snakes.
Yeah.
And it's going to be really creepy colonialism.
Yeah.
And the women thing is probably going to bother me.
Yeah.
And I just wonder if I'll still feel like Harrison Ford is just a scamp. You
There's
know?
also, I feel like in any of these movies, just because of the time period and the inherent violence, there is always a chance a horse will get injured in these movies. I'm just saying, steal yourself for potential horse
I
injury.
predict some kitchen time. All right. And with that, we're going to press pause, go watch Indiana Jones and the Ark of the Covenant.
Oof.
Nope. What is it?
Raiders of
Right, we're
the
gonna-
Lost Ark.
And with that, we're going to press pause and watch Indiana Jones and Raiders of the Lost Ark. And maybe there's more title.
Who knows?
But we'll be right back. And we're back. We just watched 1 hour and 50 minutes of problematic adventure. Well, I mean, that's true.
Sure.
That's pretty
Yeah,
true.
it is true.
Sure.
It's very problematic.
But it is an adventure.
And it is adventure. Both of those are-
Raiders of the Lost Ark.
is
Full
the full
title.
name.
No
Indiana Jones is not even in the title.
Yeah.
Barely
He's in the movie.
in the
though.
movie.
He's in the-
Can confirm. He's in the movie.
no and. I mean, there's one but
Yeah.
not at the beginning.
Right.
And yet we should have mentioned, or we should have bet, but it came out in 1981.
Yeah. I
Harrison
would have
Ford is
bet
so young.
later,
I also would have bet later.
Yeah.
but I would have been wrong.
When did this is what I would have said. When did Star Wars come out?
9?
8?
We talked
Seven.
about this.
77.
7?
No, 76 I would remember because that would be the bicentennial.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's either 77 or 79
Cool.
or
So,
78.
yeah. Okay,
But what I think is important to keep in mind is I did not see this in Austin, Texas.
Ah.
I do think that the first and last time I saw it was when I was a kid in theaters,
Wow.
which I would have been so young, but I was so young when Empire Strikes Back came out.
The Empire that Strikes Back.
The Empire That Strikes Back
Yeah.
and the Jones.
Yes.
Yeah. So I think I saw this from at least at a young age, either on VCR or in a theater.
Cool.
And it was because it was rated PG.
Yeah.
But it is not a PG movie.
No.
It's very violent.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And there's lady back.
Lady back. Yeah. You see a lady take off her bra.
Yes.
And male top.
What?
Indiana Jones takes his shirt off.
Yeah.
too.
Oh, male top.
Got a male top.
I got it. Oh,
I
yeah.
think you see his back.
There's
too.
graphic male top in this
Yeah.
movie.
Yeah. Well, you also see that large man that he fights next to the airplane.
Yeah, he
Big
takes
Nazi.
Yeah, Big Nazi takes his shirt off too.
Yeah, like right away. Are we
He's
just
like-
talking about Big Nazi right now? We're just jumping right to Big
I
Nazi?
mean, why not?
Okay. Here's what I liked about the character Big Nazi, right?
Yeah.
So Indiana Jones is already dealing with the pilot of the plane, right? Like he
So should we set this up that he's trying to escape basically Nazi?
camp,
Yeah.
dig site.
I don't know if you could say that. Dig site. Yeah.
Yeah.
Nazi installation.
Yes.
And he's dealing with the pilot and like punching and whatever. And then Big Nazi just steps out of like his room, like his hut or whatever.
Tent.
Yeah, and he just like he sees the situation and without missing a beat, just starts taking his shirt off. Like, oh, I'm gonna kick this guy's ass now. Like, I love how there's no hesitation, no moment of even like, oh, what's going on? Like, he literally steps out, starts taking his shirt off, and goes to punch Indiana Jones.
Yeah. I think it was like, oh, someone I haven't fought yet.
Yeah, for sure.
Right?
Yeah.
'Cause he's
Yeah.
like, he doesn't even like raise an alarm.
No.
It's just like, oh, there's fighting going on?
I'm gonna fight this guy.
That's my main priority now is to fight that guy.
Yeah.
To me, he looks like a circus strongman.
Totally.
Like he's got kind of a mustache, like
Yeah.
a curled mustache.
That was probably intentional.
Really.
For him to look like a Muppet?
Don't you feel like circus people were like not accepted by the Nazis?
Oh, you mean
What?
like after like the Jews and the Roma and homosexuals
Yeah.
was like circus people?
Yeah.
Well, I think
I mean, I'm just saying, like, do you think he was formerly a strong man in the circus
No.
that is now a Nazi?
No.
Because I feel like he would not be accepted.
I meant that I think his look was deliberate.
Oh, okay.
That's
Got
all.
it. Got it.
But I mean, maybe. Honestly, it's 1936. Things have not gone like full blown, like Hitler's he's still ramping up, right? So at
Yeah.
that point, he might be like, at least take the strongmen out of the circus for now.
Sure.
For now.
Sure.
We're looking for God artifacts. We need as many large circus men as we can find.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Like of the circus world,
Yes.
they're the perfect specimen.
Yes, correct.
Wow. Well, let's just start at the beginning of the movie.
Yeah.
And how horrifying the colonialism is from the very first bit.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, it's just right at the start.
It really is.
And I would like to mention, does Indiana Jones speak any other languages than English? I guess he speaks some German.
Speak some German.
Speaks some
But you
German.
think Spanish would be obtainable? I mean, he's an
Yeah.
archaeologist.
Yeah.
I mean, here's the thing, is he should know every language.
Mm-hmm.
He's like one of the best archaeologists on Earth, right?
Mm-hmm.
According to this movie. But he's an American.
True.
Yeah.
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 And
USA number 5.
that is a choice that they made for him.
Right.
Is that he does not speak those languages. He is only American.
Yeah. Presumably, he probably is pretty fluent in a bunch of like nearly dead or dead languages more than current languages.
But he should be able to understand Spanish, right?
Does he not?
I don't know.
Is it made clear
it
that he
just seems
doesn't?
annoying. Well, they
very
point out
pop-
that he doesn't speak the language of the very local people.
Right.
He speaks
Oh.
the American of the language of the U.S. dollar.
That's right. And the language of pushing Alfred Molina around.
But I it was funny because I kept holding out hope because there's this moment where, so I think the first thing we should say is we were correct about the beginning
Yes.
of this
Going
film.
robbing some people in South America.
Going to rob some people in South.
As we're told by the subtitle that shows up, or the title card that just says South America.
It's true. It's not very specific.
No.
But
Probably
anyway,
for the best. Well, we can talk about that.
and Indiana Jones survives that giant ball, and he just barely narrowly escapes. And then he's met with a local people who are all armed and pointing their weapons at him.
Yes.
And for a brief moment, I was like, "Yay! They're going to stop him from stealing this archaeological treasure." Nope. They were just there at the behest of some other, I don't know, French
Belloc.
colonial
Belloc,
imperialist.
the evil archaeologist.
Yes, he
Yeah.
is the evil
who
archaeologist.
does speak Jovitas,
Jovitas or whatever it was.
Yep.
the local language.
Did we look up if that was a real tribe?
We didn't.
Should we assume it's not?
I'm hoping it's not.
Yeah.
Just so they don't get things wrong about actual people.
Right.
That seems like better somehow. I don't know.
It's slightly better, maybe. Like better
I
to
don't know.
better to
Because then it's just like really generalizing, you
yeah.
know?
But also they probably weren't. I don't know. Yeah, is it better to just make something up whole cloth and then just cherry pick what you want, or is it better to find the name of a real tribe and then not care?
Oh, I think
Oh.
the first is better.
Yeah.
Because that's, I think, what you're saying, right, Dan?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a third option that is much better.
Well, sure, but I mean, it's 1981.
Yeah.
It's not going to happen.
Yeah. No, I mean, it'd be great if that was a real people and they were all dressed
Like,
in
appropriately,
historically
yeah.
accurate,
Yeah.
culturally.
Like, they got a
Yeah,
consultant.
Yeah, they had a consultant,
and-
Yeah.
and like they hired like actors that are like
Right.
from
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But as we saw later,
Ooh.
they didn't deal great with
Oh,
true
gosh.
representation
No,
of race.
No.
no, certainly not.
No, they did not. Yikes. Yikes.
Might as well jump straight to
Yeah.
that. There
I
was,
mean, we're on the topic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, that's kind of what happens next, right? Well, he
Yeah.
goes back to the
Yep.
school.
yeah. But then they end up in Nepal looking for the woman of the film.
Yes, Marion. Was that the name I kept saying, or did I say something else?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Or
you
did I say
got it.
Miriam?
I think you're saying Marion.
Check the
No,
tapes.
I was imagining you spelled it ANNE at the end, and it's spelled ON.
Oh,
But that doesn't matter.
I
great.
see.
Yeah, because women's names don't matter.
It doesn't matter how I imagine them.
That's true. What matters is the truth.
Yeah.
That there's at least one to look at. And there was.
Yeah.
There was one named woman, I think, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
I don't think there were any other
There
named
was
women.
Blinky Lady.
Yeah.
There was
She
a
didn't
lot
have
of
a
women
name.
in that classroom.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
None of the names.
There were occasional women, but they didn't say anything. Mostly men. Like, even the extras.
Yeah.
Almost entirely men.
Yeah.
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 Anyway, in Nepal.
Yes.
Like, I would say literally 99%.
Yeah, it's a man-heavy movie in
I
terms
mean,
of
there
casting.
may have been 100 people total, maybe 200 people.
Yeah.
Including extras, and
Yeah.
maybe 3 women.
Yeah. Like during the parts, I mean, during certain parts, it would make
There
sense.
were almost as many monkeys
Yeah.
as there were women.
True. That is true.
That is true.
Like
And
they
that
were.
monkey didn't even get a name. That was a girl, though.
Was it?
Yeah, the monkey was a little. Well, she says she's a smart one.
Oh,
sure.
yeah.
So I assume she,
Got it right?
Sexed the monkey.
I guess, or maybe she just gave it the benefit of the doubt.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
True.
Is that monkey named?
I don't
No.
want that monkey to be a woman.
Why?
Because that monkey was a Nazi.
We're jumping all over the
At
place.
least a Nazi sympathizer
Yeah,
or
yeah.
agent.
Yeah.
It like did like a Nazi salute.
Yeah,
did.
the
I
monkey
you can
does
train.
the
I
Sig
mean, you
Heil.
can train an animal to do anything. Though.
Yikes.
But that's just to like get by the door.
Yeah. Right. Exactly.
that Nazi monkey knows what it's doing.
It's just following orders
Yeah.
from its trainer.
Oh no. Yep. Yep. Exactly. Exactly. What else was the monkey gonna do?
I'm not sure we want to get into this.
The
So-
ethics of Nazi monkeys. Okay, so we're in Nepal.
It's complex because in a screenplay, right? There's
Yeah.
a whole thing where you either kick the dog or you pat the dog.
Yeah.
Or you save the cat. You do something right away to let you know whether the character is good or bad.
Mm-hmm.
And with this monkey, who seems very charming at the very beginning. They kind of have the equivalent of kick the dog.
Totally.
With the flash and the Heil Hitler
They totally
sign.
do.
But it's only to prepare you for later when a bad guy, a really bad Nazi.
The monkey's owner.
Monkey's owner.
I don't know if
patch
he's
guy.
a Nazi.
Well,
Yeah.
he works for the Nazis, I
Right?
guess.
I mean, I guess, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like a
Anyway,
local
yeah,
dude.
no, he's a
Because
Nazi. You're right, he's a Nazi.
He Heiled Hitler first, and
Yeah,
then the
he
monkey
did.
followed
Okay, he's
suit.
a Nazi.
Wasn't that just like
Yeah.
the greeting?
Yeah, it's just to show like deference.
I
to-
mean,
is
he's
that
working
just-
for Nazis. He's not good.
right.
But
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, they're not going to let him into the party.
I mean, maybe that's how like he gets away with having a monkey with him, is that the Nazis are like, we don't care for monkeys or any animals or any fun of any kind. And then he says, no, don't worry. She knows how to Heil Hitler.
Right.
And then they're like, oh, what a charming
Yeah.
animal.
Yeah.
I mean, the Nazis would eat that up.
Yeah.
Monkey
For sure.
Heil Hitlering?
They would bring that monkey back to Berlin for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was probably part of their plan, but they never got a chance because the monkey ate a poisoned date,
Yes.
Yeah.
which is so sad. I mean,
Yes.
I know it was bad and they told us it was a bad monkey, but it dies.
Yeah.
Yeah. Shouldn't have eaten that date.
Bad days.
Bad days.
You know what? That was a communication problem because the person who murdered that monkey was his owner.
Yep. He could
Or
have been.
her owner.
Yeah. Like,
And if they would have just talked to each other,
yeah.
she would have known, hey, these dates are poison.
Yeah. Hey, I'm going to poison
Don't
the
eat
dates.
them.
Well, honestly, he could have literally like spilled the poison on the bowl dates and then like looked at the monkey and be like, "Hey, come on,
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
let's get out of
Let's
here.
get
I
out of
poisoned
here.
the dates."
You don't need to be here anymore.
Right? Because it didn't.
Let's go hang out.
Yeah.
And what I thought I remembered a scene where he finds that he killed his own monkey and he's like bereft about it. But that
did
was
you make
not
that up in your
that
child
was not
mind?
a real scene,
Yeah.
right?
No. I think you're thinking of Return of the Jedi, where that guy is sad that the monster's dead.
Oh, maybe the pit monster.
Yeah.
The Sarlacc.
No, the other one,
No.
Ragnar or whatever. Shut up, nerds. We'll get to it.
Yeah. As I was watching that monkey die or be
I
dead,
mean, we didn't watch it die.
As I was looking at
It
that,
wasn't an extended scene of the the monkey. Ooh. The monkey like just
like reaching up to the.
desperately trying to hail Hitler one final time as its tiny paw quivered.
But yeah, I was like, oh, there's gonna be a scene coming up where Eye Patch Monkey owner
Yeah.
is gonna find, what he's done.
and like
reflect
scream to the
on his
heavens
life. Yeah.
holding the monkey.
But it didn't happen.
No. You imagine that.
No, not even slight redemption for Eye Patch Monkey Man.
Nope.
Who was one of my MVPs.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Because he comes out of nowhere.
Comes out of nowhere, has a monkey, has an eye patch, a crazy scar on his face. Motorcycle.
He's a master of poisons.
Yeah. What I was thinking is like, is this if Aladdin had gone bad? And that's a poo?
A Baden?
Yes, that's exactly what
Like in
it
a
is.
Yeah.
sliding door
Yes,
situation?
absolutely.
Yeah.
Aladdin turns into a Nazi spy?
If Jasmine
Ripped his eye out.
chose Jafar
Oh, if Raja...
and Raja ripped his eye out, and then he said to the genie, I wish for you, he's like, you're trapped forever. I'm not freeing you my third wish. I wish for you to send me several centuries into the future when a guy like me can make something of himself. And then the genie, I guess, picks the rise of Hitler at that time.
Yeah.
Because he probably figures like, oh, this is the right time when an asshole could probably
Yeah.
make something.
And he's mad because he's not getting freed.
Exactly.
So he's like, get ready to meet Indiana Jones,
Ooh,
American
yeah.
hero.
Yeah. Because as we learned in the movie Aladdin, the genie knows a lot about American pop culture. So,
Yeah.
all
That
right.
guy was great, but also a Nazi.
Or something.
Yeah. At this point, I've now decided just now to label him a Nazi.
Okay.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
You're right.
It's easy.
He's
You're
working
right.
with Nazis. He's a
Yeah,
Nazi.
he's a
Okay,
Nazi.
fair
Hey,
enough.
speaking of Nazis, we're saying Nazi a lot. It's bumming me out. But like watching this movie now with 2018 eyes,
Yes.
where Nazis are back,
Yeah.
it's a real bummer. Like as a kid, it seemed like a thing that was far away. The
Yeah.
bad people from the past.
Yeah.
And now it's both the bad people from the past and they're back and it's terrible.
Well,
Yeah.
and the new people who are back and are terrible are even worse because I saw how the first wave turned out. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't know if they're worse.
Yes, I believe that they are. And the reason is you can see somebody getting swept up and becoming a Nazi before they saw how freaking bad it got.
Yeah.
But now here, modern people have benefit of full hindsight and are still choosing.
And the benefit
this
of
thing.
seeing like this movie.
Yeah.
And movies like it.
Yeah.
Where it's
They are like, yeah, I want to be a bad guy.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is funny. It is weird, like you said, like when you watched it as a kid, like I was just thinking about watching this, like how much a lot of the just framing of the Nazi in this movie is the same as how they frame like the Empire in the Star Wars movies. You know what I mean? Like literally there are just cuts of like all these nameless soldiers in one uniform and then a couple of like interesting eccentric characters like the Darth Vaders in the scene too, where it's like that weird Gestapo guy who's just like a weird little goblin man.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, but like they're written and presented in the same fashion as like this fictional galactic empire where we're told like these are bad men. That is the rule.
Yeah.
And it is weird that to remember that it's based in like a historical precedent and not that long ago in the grand scheme of things.
Yeah. It's pretty recent. Hey, getting back to that goblin man.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
What do we think about his hair?
Wait, can we? Who's the Goblin Man?
The Hitler guy who
Like the-
burns his palm.
He got the glasses.
Yes.
It's like
Yeah,
probably
what
an
is the
essay.
deal with his hair? Because he has like kind of a.
It's like a weird monk
Yeah,
haircut,
yeah, it
except
is.
longer.
Yeah. It's weird.
It was like extra weird, and I was like, "Is that like they made a point of him taking off his hat
Mm-hmm.
and mopping his head?"
And he had like black hair but gray eyebrows. Is that true? Am I making that
I
up?
don't know. I wasn't.
I feel like he always wore a hat, and I pictured him with gray hair. And then when he took his hat off, it was like dark black hair.
And a huge, weirdly shaped bald spot.
Yes.
It was just there was some discord in it, and I was just like, "Is this some very crafty filmmaking, or is this just a happy accident of well, the actor has sort of some weird hair?
Yeah.
Oh, look, he took off his hat. Great."
Yeah, is there like historical precedent for like the early SS or something that like they had a very specific haircut or something that we don't know about? I don't know. Maybe it
know.
was just so his hat would sit right on his head. Who knows?
Wow. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe there's a hat head out there who could tell us. Tweet at us
Yeah.
something. Hats.
Hashtag, what would that goblin hat?
No
They wanna hear
disrespect
it.
to that actor, but also he like kind of brought it as just being like creepy Nazi weirdo.
yeah.
so good.
A lot of creeps in this movie.
Yes.
A lot of creeps.
Different
so, more
versions
creeps than
of creeps.
non-creeps, really.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know if I want to say he's creep supreme or not, because he wasn't like a sexually creepy.
Yes. If anything, he was probably like a weird like asexual worm creature or something, right?
Yeah.
He was a violent creep, but I think
Yeah.
possibly the creep supreme is the bad architect.
Belloc. I agree.
Yeah.
I think Belloc's creep supreme.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because he plays it like he's not a creep,
Yeah.
But
which
he's
is extra
super
creepy.
That is the sign of creep
Ugh.
supreme. Yeah. Because does that guy even have a name? Does Glasses guy even have a name?
Oh, like the head normal Nazi?
What?
Normal
No, Goblin
Nazi.
Man.
Oh, Goblin
Oh.
Man.
Do any of the Nazis have names? I don't think they do. I think they just call each other like,
Don't deserve him.
yeah, hey, yeah. He probably has a name. I don't know.
Hair Mac.
Oh, yeah. Oh, Marion. God damn it.
Ah, Marion's the best.
She's great.
She's like, listen, Hair Mac.
Oh, so good.
She really was great. I'd forgotten how great she was in this movie.
Me too.
She's awesome.
We're
they
jumping
still have
all
her
over the place.
Oh, is this okay though?
It is, although we never got to Nepal to
Yeah.
explain the
Oh,
problematic.
yeah. Okay, speaking of Marion, let's jump back here. We meet Marion winning a drinking contest,
So good.
just crushing it.
Crushing.
And then like
Crushes it.
she's fine afterwards.
Yes. That's her superpower. We
Like
learned.
she pretends she's drunk, I think, and
Yeah.
then just like crushes this Nepalese
totally.
man in drinking.
Yeah.
And wins a bunch of money.
Yes.
Yeah.
I love that that's a big event. Like everyone is crowded
So
around
into
there.
it.
And there's another one of MVPs in there. Lady Bookie.
Yes.
Yes.
Who's just like
Yes.
staring
That was, yeah.
at Marion drinking.
Oh,
I was gonna say she's the like other woman that I could think of in
Right.
the movie.
she was
Yeah,
so
you just want
good.
them to whisper their names to each
I know,
other.
right? By the way, my name is this. You're doing so good.
Good job drinking.
You're doing so good at drinking.
Hey, I'm cheering for you. Great job, friend.
She was awesome though. Like she has this incredible like she never loses the glee on her face. Like, even when it looks like maybe Marion's gonna pass out, she's still like having fun. Like, she's gonna lose and she's concerned, but she's still, you can tell, like, riding that high.
Yeah.
But then when she comes back, rallies, like, she's more excited than anyone else in that entire bar, and it's the best.
Yeah. What an event to be into.
Yeah.
Competitive drinking.
Yeah, that, like, the whole time I was thinking, like, oh, this is what happens when you're just, like, stuck on a mountain. Anyway, the greatest sport of all is Marion drinking.
Yes.
And she's
And-
good at it.
So she does. She wins the drinking. Indiana Jones comes in. She fucking clocks him in the face.
Like, right away.
Which is great.
She has
Yeah.
no time for
It
him,
is great.
which is awesome.
because he spurned her
Yeah.
romantically somehow.
No, it sounds like he took advantage of her.
I think it's from what I gathered, it seemed like he was like a student of her father's and like traveled around with him and like learned all the ropes of being a colonialist explorer who steals things. And then she probably also tagged along and they got like romantically involved, but he's an older man and was like her father's, I don't know, TA or some shit, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then
But she was in
Left her.
love, we
Yes.
know.
And
Yeah.
he was probably just dicking around.
Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah.
probably.
Yeah.
Anyway, so she
Young.
punched him in the face.
Yes, and it was great.
And then he's like, where's the amulet? Blah, blah, blah. He leaves. Then the Nazis come in.
Yes.
And they are flanked by quote unquote Nepalese men
Oh no.
who, I bet you noticed it, so I don't know if you want to take it.
we need to talk about it.
I can too. I just don't want to.
Yeah, there was one man specifically that I was like, something is off about him. And we looked it up, and he's credited as Ratty Nepalese.
Nepalese?
No, what is it? What would
Nepalese.
it Nepalese.
Was it spelled N-E-P?
Yes.
Okay, at
Sorry.
least it's spelled right.
No, I'm sorry. I pronounced it incorrectly. Yeah. Nepalese. And he is he has makeup on, like prosthetics on to make it look like his eyes are more of like look I don't even
More
know.
Asian.
Yeah,
What's
more,
the word for that?
I don't know.
I don't know. There's like a science term.
Yeah, there's like a specific word for like just that particular like skin, like fold in skin or whatever that like shapes
Yeah,
eyes
I
differently.
can't think
but
of
I
what
can't
it
remember what
is.
it is. So we're not gonna say it. We're gonna dig into it.
But he is a white stunt man that they like put into.
Just like prosthetics.
Yeah, like once
Yeah.
you see it, you can't unsee
And
it.
it doesn't look great.
No, it looks like they just
No.
slapped like little pieces of putty on his eyes or
Yeah,
something.
it's
not good.
it's not good.
No.
Yeah. I mean, I guess no one should be surprised. They were.
1981.
It was 1981. It was problematic,
But
but like.
it's 1981. You know, like they did that in like the 40s, and maybe they've learned over 40 years.
I mean,
They were like, we're not making him a caricature, but still we have to cast a white person,
yeah.
right? Everybody,
I mean,
right?
we can't find a Nepalese guy who will let us set him on fire for
Yeah.
like 30
There's no
seconds.
East
or whatever.
Asian action people
Certainly
around.
not.
I
Not
mean,
in 1981.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing is like they have a couple options. If that was the guy they really wanted to do that scene
Yeah.
because he's like the best at being set on
Right.
fire or something,
Yeah.
like then like have him just be a white character.
Yeah, just make him like another Nazi.
like there was no
Right.
reason why. Yeah, whatever.
Yeah.
So that was a bummer.
Gross.
Yeah.
We got there.
Yeah.
We got to that story.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think we could probably come up with a story for every place they visited, of which there were how many? 7.
Were there?
7 places.
That's what I counted. They were in the Amazon.
Yes.
Then they went to wherever the college is.
Yes.
Then they went to Nepal.
Yes.
Then they went to Cairo with a detour to
Tanis?
Tanis?
Yeah.
Then to what I wrote down as Nazi Island.
Yes.
And then Washington, D.C.
Yeah.
7 in your face. Suck it.
Is that what you said?
Whoa.
I think it is. If it's not, I'm going to be really embarrassed.
What did
Whoa,
Molly
wow,
say?
Wow.
Molly did say 7.
Yeah.
I bet 6, so I'll advocate for Tanis not counted.
I said 3 because I was only counting planets.
Oh.
Only one planet.
Where are
What's
they,
that?
though?
One planet.
Whoa, where is Nazi Island?
Oh.
Moon base.
Yeah.
I would
Still
honestly,
on planet.
I will give this to Molly because I would not have like if from the way I was thinking about this in the first half, I would not have counted Tanis, but then Creep Supreme French evil architect specifically says it's desert in every direction for like 3 days or 3 weeks or
3
something
weeks
like that. So
on
it's
foot,
like
right?
that's
Yeah.
a hefty travel. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I was thinking. And there was so much happy map.
Yeah.
Like opened on a map.
Yep.
That map looked pretty tattered,
Yeah.
but it was still a map. And then there
I mean,
was
he
lots
probably
of
like
animated
punched
map.
a native and stole it from them or something.
Yeah, and then there was a map room.
Yeah.
There's all kinds of maps.
Lots of
Yeah.
maps.
Is that the overlay of like picture of airplane and dotted line on the map?
So good.
Mm-hmm.
Was that an old movie thing before this?
I think so.
I guess they
yeah.
kind of even had it in Casablanca,
I was just
didn't
gonna
they?
say, yeah,
Yeah.
they did.
Yeah.
I think it was a common thing in old adventure
Yeah.
stories.
I like it. I still like it.
Yeah, I think
You
it's
show
fun.
me a movie today, I'm gonna like it.
It's fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, Sleepless in Seattle.
Did they do
They got
that?
one of
in
those?
Sleepless
Yeah,
in-
absolutely
Nice.
they did.
It's like a picture of someone not sleeping and then
Just going to Seattle.
city map of Seattle.
They just circle it several times.
Oh,
Oh.
This is
Alright.
where the movie takes place.
Yeah.
In case you didn't know from the title.
Ah.
Thick Williams did do music for this.
yes.
Wow, so thick.
Pretty thick.
Oh,
Not his
wow.
thickest, I don't think.
You don't think
But-
so?
Not his thickest. No way.
What do you think is his thickest?
Probably whatever movie we watched where we named him Thick Williams.
Yeah,
Is that City Slickers?
That was Home Alone.
Home Alone?
Yeah.
That's pretty thick in
Actually,
that.
that was.
Ugh,
probably
I don't know. I feel like I feel like this movie was thicker.
Then Home
Wow.
Alone.
Yes.
I don't know if it could have been thicker than that because it didn't tell
know,
us
man.
as often how to feel.
Well,
Yeah.
I knew at one point like she was beautiful by how the music was being played.
Sure.
And I knew that there's scary parts,
I
and
don't
I
know,
knew
man.
like mummies.
He did. He did Phantom Menace too, though. Like that had to have been like crazy thick, right?
Oh, okay. All right.
I can't wait to talk about the mummy room, though. I'll hold.
Okay.
Go on. Finish with Thick Williams.
I don't know, it was thick.
I'm not saying he wasn't thick. I'm just saying I think he's been thicker.
But
who
also,
knows?
I mean, agree to disagree.
Yeah, I mean, you might be right. Like, it's not like we watch Thick Williams movies like in sequence, so
No.
I don't have anything to.
For $12,000.
Yes,
we're gonna
yes.
watch, just do Thick Williams
All
marathon?
of John Williams' movies.
That's got to be a ton of movies,
Every
right?
movie he's ever scored, and we will only pay attention to the music.
And we will rate it by thickness.
Yes. What is the title of the podcast?
Thick Wills
Thick
cast.
burn.
Thick
Thick
burn.
Burn. Ooh,
That sounds gross. Sorry.
it sure does. It sure does.
Sure, like slow burn?
It was like hashtag
like
sick
sick
burn.
burn.
Like sick burn.
Oh,
Thick burn, but
okay.
then it doesn't
but
really
is that the
work.
premise that we're like making fun of? I guess Thick Williams is
We
a
already
burn
kind of
on it.
are making fun of him. Yeah.
John Williams? I literally forgot his first name.
Great.
Great.
Yep.
Yep.
Anyway, Thick Williams. Ooh, one quick note about Thick Williams, because there was oh, she's wearing a dress, and the music is telling you that she looks good in it. There was also a great moment where, like, for whatever reason, he decided, like, there's the Indian theme, like the specific indie theme, right,
Yeah.
that pops in every once in a while, and it usually means, like, Indy's doing something heroic. And, like, for whatever reason, he decided to just, like, lay it in quick as he's, like, trying to put on a Nazi's shirt that he'd knocked out. Like, he's literally, like, hiding behind a crate, putting on a Nazi uniform, and it just feels like, like, really?
It's
That's
like a little
But it's
swell.
like
because it didn't fit, because
Yeah.
he's too jacked.
Yeah.
comedy.
too
Thick
much of a-
flicks. Is that
Thick
good?
flicks.
What?
Like Netflix.
Sure.
Thick flicks.
Thick flicks and chill
Chilliams.
out. Oh. Thick,
Chill-
thick
Chilliams.
flicks and chill.
Chilliams.
Yep. We'll
For how
stumble
much?
over the
12,000 a month? Okay.
Yeah.
Patreon.com/Totes Recall.
Great.
Oh man.
Elbow patches not present.
What?
Right?
Really?
No elbow pouch.
Wow.
Yeah.
He was very
He was wearing
professorial.
glasses.
He was
though.
very
Yeah.
professorial.
And a sweater.
He's a good looking dude, right?
Oh,
Harrison J?
I've forgotten
Yeah.
how good looking he is.
Like glasses on, looks like
Yeah.
a hunk.
yeah,
Glasses on?
Glasses
This
off,
is-
still a hunk.
One of his more handsome movies.
Agreed.
for real.
Yeah.
Top handsome.
Do you think this is top handsome?
I think it might be.
This might be top handsome,
I
actually.
think it's a great combination of scruff and cute.
Yeah, because he's scruffy, but he's also not like the world has destroyed him like he looks in some of his movies.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
He's also got good hair.
Good hair.
Yeah.
It's kind of like longer on top.
So apparently, the look of the 1930s is doing it for Harrison J. Ford.
Yeah. I mean, he's got a good suit at the very end.
Oh, great
Like
suit.
a well-cut blue suit.
Yeah. Everybody's got good suits in this. Creep Supreme's got good suits.
He does. Actually, Creep Supreme is well-dressed.
Sharp.
Not like some Nazi who has got pants up to like his sternum
yes.
and then like a tie that's a square. It's like as wide as it's long.
like
That dude need to get a different suit.
Or that are what did we decide that one Nazi's called? The creepy worm one?
Oh, the goblin?
Worm Nazi? Worm goblin?
Sure,
Yeah,
worm
you-
goblin.
whatever.
He had a pocket square that was just like
Oh.
like a maroon napkin.
Yeah, what was going on with that? It was like
so big.
It was cascading out of his pocket.
Maybe he was a magician.
Oh,
That's a dude that's into magic
no,
for
he
sure.
absolutely was. He's the reason the Nazis got into occult shit.
Yeah.
Like he was the one who's
Oh.
just like, oh, what do we have in this hat? And then he pulled something out, and Hitler clapped like a little child.
Yeah, I mean, we see his showmanship flair when he comes in to intimidate Marion.
Yeah.
And he takes out what I thought was a mini nunchucks.
You call them baby nunchucks.
Baby nunchucks.
What are those baby nunchucks?
But that turned out to be just like a travel coat hanger.
That was a good. That was a
But
good
he
gag.
he knows he's being threatening, and then
Yes.
it's like, psych.
Yeah.
But then also, I am going to like murder you.
Yes. Yeah. He also threatened to like burn her face off.
Yeah, early
yeah.
on in their
Early on?
relationship. Like really the first 10 minutes she met him.
Yeah.
So yeah, he definitely came across as very menacing and creepy. Can we get to the mummy room?
Yeah. I don't know
Sure.
what that means.
Oh, okay. All right, so
I think you know
Right.
what I mean.
Jeez.
I think you will remember.
Yeah. We all remember the mummy room.
So, I mean, I guess just to review, we started on the Amazon. We went to college. We saw the girl with the blinky eyes that we decided was terrible.
Yes.
He heads to Nepal where he meets Marion.
Yeah.
Her eyes say love you, by the way.
Oh,
Yeah.
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 Good job. Yep, for sure. He meets Marion. She's drinking somebody under the table. We meet the goblin dude. He threatens to burn her. They get away. Oh, he burns his hand. They go to
Yes.
Cairo. And then from there they go to, oh, and she gets stuffed in a, that's where she meets the little monkey spy.
Yep.
And then she gets stuffed into like a tub with a lid on it.
Basket.
Basket.
A basket.
Yep.
That's what it's called. It's a lidded basket.
A wicker tub.
A woven tub.
Yes.
And this is the last time we'll ever see her in a practical outfit. When she gets shoved into that tub.
True.
And then she goes to the city where the Ark of the Covenant is buried.
We think she's dead.
We think she's dead.
Yeah.
Oh, we
Yeah.
think she's dead for a long time, except it's one of those things we didn't actually see her die. So you're like,
And I would say that in that basket, she loses her agency.
yes.
Ooh.
That is the moment. Because she's a pretty fierce fighter
She's
with
great.
lots of like, pan. She uses a skillet
Yeah.
to defend herself
Yeah.
against
Yeah.
an armed man.
Yeah, she's great.
She's really good, but then as soon as she comes out of that basket,
Yeah.
she is forever being put in various white slinky dresses. One a very creepy childlike / bridal white dress,
Yeah.
and the other just very sleek.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That
I
dress
wanna
is.
Side note, of all the creepy things dudes do in movies and in real life, one of the ones that I find in the top echelon of creepy is like giving dresses and telling women to put them on.
Yeah.
Like especially when they're their captive.
Yeah.
I don't know. I see that it happens in movies
and
from time to
especially
time.
in a situation like this where they are literally 3 weeks away from any civilization, and French archaeologists were like, go back to Cairo, get me a slinky dress and bring it to my tent. Because
Yeah.
I'm like, you know what I mean? Like he had to plan that out.
Yeah, how does he? I mean, how many sizes of dress he has? I bet they're all white.
Ugh.
So creepy.
So creepy.
Yeah, it's so gross.
It is gross.
Anyways, she
Anyway.
gets forced into one stupid dress after another.
Yeah.
And then as soon as she comes out of that basket, all of a sudden she can't run by herself.
Yeah.
Indiana Jones is constantly holding her hand while they run.
Yeah.
You can run a lot faster if your hand is not
Yeah.
tied up in somebody else's hand.
Yeah.
That just makes sense.
Yeah.
They won't make a joke about that until like Rogue One. Right?
Force
Rogue
Awakens.
One, I think, oh, yeah, sorry. If anyone's not seen it, I'm very sorry if I just ruined that for you.
Shut up, nerds.
I mean, I don't think it's like crucial to the plot that someone doesn't want to hold hands.
Okay, so we get to the part. There are snakes.
Yes.
God, there's so many snakes.
Ugh.
Can I sidebar the
Yeah.
snakes?
Oh yeah.
What is going on in that room? There's like 1,000 snakes.
They're coming through the
There
holes in the
are
wall.
more than 1,000 snakes.
But what
in
are
that
they?
room.
How are there so many snakes
They're
in there?
coming
And
through the
what are they
holes.
eating?
They're just coming
They're
through the holes.
not. And
Why do they live down there?
they're not even like just like one type of snake. It's
Ugh.
like every single type of snake
All the snakes.
lives in this hole.
Do you think they had to call every snake wrangler within
Yes.
like $1 million rate?
Yes.
No,
Million
$1 million radius.
$1 million baby radius?
I would like to believe that they did not. Like they thought they were going to have to, but then they just found like one oddball. Who's
One
just
guy's like,
oh yeah, you need snakes.
I got a snake hole you can
I
use.
guess- oh, they just used his room. They're just like, hey, do you mind if we put like some old like shit? What is that jackal-headed god?
Anubis?
Yeah. Do you mind if we put some like weird Anubis statues in? He's like, yeah, sure. Just don't get in the way of my snakes.
My
Oh, I feel so there is a whole section with snakes coming out of eye holes.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Molly
Oh,
lost
wall
her
holes.
mind.
Oh,
Yeah.
That's the
God.
mummy room, right?
Yeah, that's the mummy room.
We're
Oh,
almost
okay.
there.
That is the appetizer, the past appetizer to the horror of mummy room.
That's true.
That's about main course.
Yeah,
that
they
comes
do.
up
They like
later.
foreshadow it with like snakes coming out of like statue faces in the
Yeah.
wall that Indy knocks
And
over.
so many.
like a lot.
Oh,
Like many.
They do
God.
one, and then you're like, oh, that's
Okay.
creepy.
But
And
then
like,
they
here's
pan
an entire
across.
wall
Yeah.
with like 8 snakes coming out of
God,
every
stop.
hole.
20. Like there were just like there's so many snake holes.
Oh God!
That-
and I thought I'd be
that-
okay with snakes, and like a snake on its own, you're like, that is a majestic, beautiful creature.
Oh, what was the snake's name in Jock's plane?
Oh, Reggie?
Reggie.
Reggie.
That was fine.
Yeah, that was fine.
Reggie was
I
fine.
could live with that, but I mean, tons of writhing snakes on the floor, and then what were they eating?
Each
Yeah.
other?
Other
Apparently
snakes?
Each other?
Other snakes? Then there should only be like one big snake.
That's how Anaconda was born.
I mean, I guess if there's a bunch of holes in the wall, like presumably
Is this where
other
they sleep?
bugs are coming through. Yeah, maybe they just go in there in the heat of the day, the desert sun. They go into this chamber to cool off. I don't know.
And then they just go out and
But I
hunt
guess
it, and that's what
reptile
they
like
can eat.
snakes like to be
Mice,
hot, right?
right?
That's like a thing.
And
Yeah.
there's
Where are the
boy.
mice gonna eat?
they're in the mice room.
Oh yeah, yeah.
It's like
they're
if
in
they
the,
had knocked on a different wall, it'd just be like mice
Like an
everywhere.
Airbnb.
yeah, or like bees,
Then what do the mice eat?
gorillas.
It's just never mind.
What?
A room
Never
full
mind.
of gorillas.
Yeah.
Oh sure. So Indy knocks down Snake Wall.
Yeah, Indy knocks down Snake Wall. Oh, her dress tears, so now she's wearing a mini white
Oh.
dress skirt.
It
And
doesn't
you
even
see upper
tear.
Skirt.
He like rips it
He
off.
rips it off. He's like, "You're gonna light on fire," and then just tears the bottom half
Well,
of her dress off.
The bottom of her dress is on fire.
Oh, is it?
Yeah. So
Oh.
he's
So he's a good
But,
man.
I mean-
Saving her.
he's saving her from. Now her legs are really exposed to all these snakes.
That's
so-
true. There's more skin to be bit.
But it's
Yes.
like the shit that happens in video games all the
Oh, yeah.
time of like, oh, the character's getting more beat up,
Right.
but really she's just losing clothes.
Yeah.
It's like strip poker.
Yes.
I know what
The
you're
adventure
doing,
version.
media.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
media.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool it.
Cool it.
How about putting clothes on women
Yeah.
if they want them on?
Yeah. Maybe Indy could have been like, "Oh, are you cold? Here, take my shirt
Yeah.
or jacket." Was he wearing his jacket at that point? No, he was wearing a
No.
whole deal. That's
Yeah.
right. He was in disguise. Never mind.
There was, and I get it. There was some time pressure and stuff. But
Sure.
for the most part, Indiana Jones literally pushed people around
Yeah.
and was a giant jackass.
Yes.
Through most of this movie.
Yeah, it's interesting because like it certainly feels like, at least when I was a kid, I always just thought like I didn't even think about it because you're just like, oh sure, he's just like a rough and tumble adventuring man. You know what I mean? But then you realize now with harsh 2018 eyes, or maybe just harsh like being over 30 and kind of disgusted with most men's eyes, that it's like he's just a jerk.
Yeah.
You know, like it's all. I was thinking of this before we started recording the second half, where it's like it almost feels like when you see a movie like this, especially a movie that's set in the same time period as Casablanca, it's almost like everybody grew up and saw Casablanca and were like, Rick is cool as shit. He's so cool. And like he's very just like kind of a gruff dude, but then they like forget that half that movie he's like the most miserable man in the universe and is drinking himself to death, and they like learned the wrong lesson, and it was just like, oh yeah, he's just a cool gruff dude who punches Nazis sometimes, and they forget about all the like misery and like actual emotions that Rick shows,
Well, and
Yeah.
also that he does some kind things that don't
and like
benefit
has
him
self-awareness and reflection.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, jeez. Okay, so then the snakes come through the snake holes.
Right.
And then she is surrounded. At first it's one, and then another, and then another. And at a certain point, it's an absurd number.
It's like she set off the
It's
mummy
like Children
trap or
of
something.
the Corn, except mummies.
Yeah.
And I was looking around the room. Nobody was freaking out.
Yeah, Molly, like, what I loved about it, though,
I was paying so much attention to how much you were freaking out.
Yeah, agree.
and what was so great about it, Molly, is, like, sometimes you'll, like, hide or check your phone, but this time you just, like, your eyes were wide open and stayed staring at the screen, but the whole time you're just like, what?
And then your arms started to flail around a little bit.
And then they cut to a close-up of a giant snake, like, coming out of a skull mouth back into another skull hole. Yeah, that, exactly. Okay, so can we... I'm trying to understand the mechanics of the mummy room. So she, like, kind of stumbles into one mummy, and it, like, turns over. It's like, oh, there's a mummy. And then she backs up into another mummy, and then does, like, the jostling of the first two
And
mummies.
then all the other mummies kind of crowd in.
Right. So, like, does the jostling of the first two, like, loosen up all the rest of them and they just tumble?
I guess. It
That-
was like she was stepping on rakes in like a slapstick comedy,
Yes.
but they were just skeletons
Yes.
instead.
With weird shrieky
It
noises.
was.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was unclear to me whether the mummies were screaming or not. I think it was like, well, we're dead.
Yeah.
Like,
Bleh.
I mean, some of them have snakes inside them.
Oh, so you think it's
So
the
you think the
snakes
snake's like,
screaming?
Get out of here. You know, yeah, go ahead.
oh, I was thinking it's either that kind of a rake situation or the other mummies were like, what's going on over here?
It's like, oh, ma'am, do you need help? Are you lost?
They just kind of waddle over.
Yeah. Or,
Those snakes unnerve me too.
yeah, or Indiana Jones is like, this is going to be hilarious, and just started pushing mummies at her from
I
behind.
mean, he would.
He would. He was a jerk.
What a
He
jerk.
doesn't get it.
You know what I had forgotten about until I was watching this movie, and I saw one of those crates when they put the Ark of the Covenant in a crate.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, congratulations to you, by the way, Dan, for correctly identifying what it is.
Oh, yeah, there was that exposition conversation with the government men at the
about-
beginning.
Oh, what the Ark of the Covenant is?
Yeah.
Yes,
Yep.
nailed it.
Yes.
Nice. It is not Noah's Ark.
Nope.
It is-
No. No.
but it reminded me of I was at a natural history museum.
Must be nice.
It was nice. And we were getting a tour. And out of nowhere, it was like a PR person. It wasn't someone who was a historian or an archivist or anything. It was like, hey.
Archivist.
Sorry. It was like, hey, do you want to see a mummy?
What?
And it's like, it's just arrived. And it was a very famous
What?
mummified remains. And, you know, you see it in a museum and it's presented in a certain way, but you don't think about how it travels.
Right.
And it literally was a wooden crate filled with
Packing peanuts?
no
Like that
no
hay
you know
stuff.
that hay stuff
Yeah.
Yeah.
like that you see in movies
Yeah.
was exactly what it was in.
Nice.
And he just kind of lifted up the lid and we looked inside and there was this mummified thing and he was like, pretty cool, huh? Okay, we're gonna cut through here to get to the whatever.
So he didn't like just open up a door that you couldn't see in the middle of a wall. It's just like, hey,
you guys see a dead body.
a mummy?
But then in hindsight, I'm like, that can't be real, right? They would have to preserve it better than that. Like actual
mean,
mummified remains?
Maybe
Yeah.
there's something under
isn't-
the hay that's like a humectant or whatever the word is to like keep the moisture out. What's the word I'm
I'm
looking
gonna
for?
have to start Googling, like, how do you transport a mummy?
Yeah, we should all Google that. We
Yeah.
should all be Googling that
Everyone.
all the
And then
time.
Google will be like, why are so many people trying to transport mummies?
Yeah. I mean, I guess tweet at us, mummy heads.
Yeah. Or like museum transport heads.
Yeah.
Mum's the word.
Ah! Love it. Yeah, that is fascinating. I've never thought about that before. Because, yeah, like when you see it in the museum, it's like in like a case.
Yeah.
And it's like, don't touch it, idiots. That's why
Right.
we put it in this case. But I guess when they're transporting it,
Yeah. I had a friend who was a docent at MoMA in New York,
uh-huh.
and she was giving part of her tour, and as she started to gesture towards Van Gogh's Starry Night, 2 workmen walked in with gloved hands and just lifted it up off the wall and took it away. And it was so shocking to her that it was a thing that could come off the wall.
Yeah.
And that these two people who weren't dressed in any particular way, I mean, they had on gloves, but it was like, the kind of gloves that you like, I don't know, get out of like a glove dispenser.
Do you think it was
It's
a
not-
heist?
Yeah,
No,
for
that's
sure
the
that
thing
was
is
a
she's
heist.
like, if it was a heist,
You can
like,
do anything with confidence.
well, it's
Yeah.
true. Like, what would she say?
heist.
I'm a
Heist.
docent
Heist.
here.
Heist. She'd scream heist.
I'm a junior in college. Halt.
Yeah.
I don't know.
But excellent segue, Beth.
Yeah.
You can do anything with confidence because that is literally how they find the Well of Souls, which is the snake room. They literally, him and Sala, who is the guy I was trying to remember the name of
so
in the
great.
first half, John, oof, I already forgot his name. Rhys Davies
something.
or whatever.
A Welsh actor playing an Arab.
Well,
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 right.
Does
And
a
is that
great
even
job,
his
though.
name? I've already forgotten. Anyway, Sala's great. He's a great character because he's not like he's just presented as like a competent dude. Like he's just like
he's
a friend.
the best digger in Cairo.
Yeah, and like, but it's not like a weird thing where it's just like, also, let me show you how ethnic I am. You know what I mean? Like, I appreciated that it was just sort of like, it's just Indy's friend
Yeah.
who happens to be in Cairo.
He's great.
Yeah. Anyway, he and Indy just like basically just walk up to the dig site where they have to put in the staff to get the crystal to show them where the ark is. And they just like walk around. Like, there's not even any subterfuge. Like, they literally just walk up to
They
the
don't
hole.
Even have a clipboard.
They walk up to the hole, step over the little ropes, and then, as we learn later, because as we may have, I can't remember what movie we were watching where Totes heads might be recalled, Beth is fluent in Hollywood German.
Die Hard.
Oh, Die Hard, right. So Beth told us that when the Nazis finally noticed, they mostly seemed just concerned that Sala had rope.
Yeah. They're like, is this your rope?
Like, they didn't even question like the whole like standing around this hole without a clipboard. It was just like, what's with the rope?
Well, as we decided, they just have to control the rope, and then no one can steal anything.
Yes.
because you can't move anything without rope.
That's
so-
true.
Yeah.
I mean, they use rope to get down to the hole. They use rope to get out of the hole. I mean, they're supposed
They
to.
use
And then,
rope to tie people up.
but then Indy uses American ingenuity and destroys priceless artifacts to get into the mummy room.
Yeah. And they destroy a bunch of skeletons.
Yes.
Oh,
They destroy a lot of stuff.
Yeah,
The whole
they
town,
really do.
like
oh, they're so
like
rude.
some people's
you-
water.
yeah, like an
if you
irrigation
work in a
system or
market,
something. Oh yeah,
You just can't be happy to see an American adventurer
That-
coming through.
yeah, that whole like escape from Cairo thing like was a very like I assume mostly unintentional commentary on colonialism where it was literally a bunch of Europeans and Americans just destroying people's livelihoods, driving their trucks around, literally trying to steal an ancient relic from their culture or well, some of their culture.
Well, and it makes me wonder because movies are one of America's biggest exports.
Right.
And what must people think seeing this movie elsewhere?
I don't know. I mean, honestly, a lot of them probably thought like, "Yep,
Yeah.
that's about right."
Gross. USA number 5.
USA number 5.
Man. Oh, and I should mention about the snakes. The line in this movie was, "Why'd it have to be snakes?" We hadn't said that yet.
Yeah,
I still thought it was snakes. I hate snakes.
Oh, sure.
Doesn't he say it?
He
does
says
say
to
I
Jock.
hate-
He tells
yeah.
Jock he hates snakes.
I hate snakes.
Oh yeah, no, but
But
I'm
that's
thinking
just
of the
Reggie.
moment where he sees a whole room full of them. In a different movie, he says, "Snakes. I hate snakes." Like that. Or maybe it's rats.
When he falls into the circus train.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, I'm thinking of a different one. But anyway, it's the same idea. I'm just saying there are variations on the snake line.
Definitely.
I was excited to see that, and I was so excited. I wrote down the words to report back later. You're welcome.
Thank you.
Thank
Thank you, Molly.
Thank you for your due diligence. Can we? Okay. What?
I was going to talk about in the Well of Souls when he's dusting off the cribbage board to find the staff hole.
Oh, yeah.
Molly just shouts, "He drew a penis."
Oh, yeah. Yeah, he kind of draws a little bit of a phallic symbol in
You
the
know what?
sand.
Does.
He did draw a penis.
Yeah, he drew balls too.
He
Also,
did.
that wasn't the Well of Souls. That was the
Sure.
map room that led to the Well of Souls. Thank you.
Happy map room.
Happy map
Happy
room.
ever.
But yes, Molly did point out that Indiana Jones drew a penis in the sand.
Okay, well now I feel embarrassed.
Well, but
He kind of
You
did.
know
I
what?
mean,
I feel like you pointed out something that people who have enjoyed this movie for years have never noticed.
yes, exactly. It's like the sex in the dust in Lion King.
Yeah.
It's just a weird secret from the filmmakers. Like, haha. Harrison's like, oh, hey, Jonathan Rhys Davies, I'm going to draw a dick in the sand. Man.
And Spielberg's like, that's hilarious. We're keeping it
Yeah,
in.
yeah. And then they all took off their shirts and
Yeah.
had a beer together.
Yeah.
Speaking of taking off shirts,
Yeah.
The
How
most
can that possibly be?
Just wait and see, Beth.
Okay, all
Just
right.
wait and see.
All right, I'm excited.
We will judge for ourselves if it's a good
Our-
segue.
Okay.
our best romance scene of this movie,
Uh-huh.
where Indy and Marion are on the boat.
Mr.
They-
Katanga's
They
boat.
think they're Mr. Katanga's fucking great.
He's great.
When they think they're home free,
Yeah.
first Indiana gets clocked with a mirror. and
Oh,
it's
so
Yeah.
good.
a great piece of
Beautiful.
physical comedy.
Yep.
Especially when Marion leads around and says, "What'd you say?"
Yeah.
It's great. Anyway, surprisingly consensual
Yeah.
was my feeling about it.
Yeah.
Like to the point where it's almost like a reversal. Like Indiana is like, "Get away from me! I just want to rest," and
Yeah.
Marion's really pushing it.
Yeah.
But at the end, it's like they have a fun little flirty game of like, "Well, where don't you hurt?" And then
Yeah.
she kisses those spots, and then they sort of make out, but he just falls asleep.
Yeah.
Yeah, but his point to his lips
Oh,
was super
yeah.
weird.
In what way?
It was like he was drunk and didn't know where his mouth was, and
he's
he
like,
just came in real
is-
hot.
Like,
Yeah.
this is
Just
where
like a
this-
real
Came
jab.
in real hot.
Well, I mean, he just got
He
punched by a big
probably
Nazi a bunch.
concussed at that point, right?
That makes sense. I
Like,
would
he was
buy
probably
that.
mildly
I mean,
concussed.
he did, like, they do kiss and then he immediately falls
Yeah.
asleep, which
Yeah.
makes me think definitely concussed.
Yeah, because
Yeah,
I mean,
he did just get dragged underneath a truck.
oh
For
yeah,
a
there
good
were
long
some
time.
cool stunts in that whole escape.
Yeah. Great stunts.
Yeah.
From a bunch of different stunt people.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, I wonder who arranged all those stunts.
Oh.
Peter Diamond.
Yes, our latest in the long series of end credits heroes of Totes Recall was Beth. Did you what is it? Peter Diamond stunt
Arranger.
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 And how does Peter Diamond talk?
I
Do you
don't
remember?
Peter Diamond.
Peter
stunt
Diamond,
arranger.
stunt arranger.
Stunt arranger.
If you want a stunt arranged, give me a call. I don't do the stunt.
That's right. I arrange them. Do you just want some lollygagger crawling around under a truck? No, you want art. Peter Diamond will give you that art.
Give me one giant Nazi. Peter Diamond will do wonders with it.
Get me a circus strongman and a propeller plane. You will weep from its beauty.
Quickly, get me 2 men with hilarious faces to just appear in the windows. I'm Peter Diamond.
Stunt arranger.
That can be arranged.
That's his business
Yes,
card.
he absolutely does that, and then he like whips a cape in front of his face and disappears into the shadows.
I for sure. That's amazing because I always imagine him disappearing in some magical way.
Saying that can be arranged,
Yeah.
and then just like
Beth has always imagined that since
Peter
we first
Diamond.
noticed this person's name 30 minutes
Yes.
As soon as his voice was developed,
Yeah.
I was like, "Oh, this guy loves disappearing."
oh, he absolutely like
Can you
Steven
imagine he
Spielberg.
said, "Oh, Peter, would you like to go out on Saturday?"
That can be arranged.
And then
Smoke bomb.
oh yeah, he totally does like the Batman move, where like Steven Spielberg like turns around and is like, and then I think we'll have the guy over there, Peter. Peter, where did he? Did anyone see Peter leave?
Yeah. But the stunts are good.
Yeah,
Oh,
he
yeah.
arranged some great stunts.
There's
Excellent.
one. There's a fight scene early on that's got a lot of good moments. But my favorite moment of it is one dude goes to stab Indiana.
Oh yeah.
Ends up stabbing his friend, and then also 2 apples.
Yes.
Like you see the sword come through the guy's body, and then also has 2 apples on
yeah,
the back of
that
it.
was.
It's so good.
Do you think that was Peter
Well,
Diamond?
No, you
arranged.
like that because you said 2 apples.
Yeah,
And
I bet
then
that was Peter
wrote
Diamond.
Shish kebab
I
down
bet that was
my-
Peter Diamond.
Yeah.
It's just
Yeah.
like certainly we can stab a man in the belly. Like
But if you want it arranged,
that's right.
you'll need 2 apples.
Get me an apple cart and a saber.
Yeah, I don't remember the action being as good as it was.
Yeah.
And it's like,
Exciting.
Yeah.
and it is very, I don't know, it is very like stuntman heavy. I don't know. That seems like the best way to explain it.
Yeah,
Like there's not
it
a lot
really
of
is.
explosions. It's like people doing
Just doing
stunts.
shit.
And they're real stunts.
Yeah.
They're not like that fake shit that we see.
Yeah.
I got real mad about stunts.
Yeah. I mean, there is like a really cool thing where Indiana Jones or someone dressed like Indiana Jones probably sort of like just very deliberately like hand over hand crawls under a moving truck and then like wraps his whip around the undercarriage and just has apparently the most well-made pants ever made.
Yeah, he is going like over so many rocks.
Yeah, being
like,
dragged
he
behind
would
that
just
truck.
be like completely just like
His
sanded.
Pants would be
Gone.
full of rubble.
If not just gone.
Completely
yeah,
gone.
and his
Yeah.
genitals are just
Oh,
raw.
but they're
What?
destroyed.
Oh,
So I mean,
man.
I
no
believe
wonder
him when he
they
said he was
don't.
very, very tired and very likely concussed after
Oh yeah.
that.
Yeah.
And he's also probably just like, we can't have sex because my genitals are so torn up from getting dragged under that truck.
Yeah.
But I don't want to say that because it's not manly.
Because I'm a man. I'm an American
He
male.
also
Yeah.
been shot in
Oh,
the
that's
arm.
right. He had
Yeah.
been shot in
He
the
had a
arm.
lot going on. Although I don't know what she's gonna do with dabbing it with a little bit of water.
She's just
And I'm
trying.
just so tired of women as physical caretakers, as the mechanism for people having some intimacy.
Sure.
It is tired. Hey, screenwriters out there,
Yeah.
if you're listening to this and you have worked one of those things into your script, please consider replacing it. Please.
Yeah.
Come on.
I mean, you were really going at them for a second,
And then
and
you
then
got
you
so
asked them
nice.
and said, please.
please. Well, I don't want to,
I did appreciate that. As I agree that Marion lost her agency after she came out of that basket
Yeah.
without agency like a magic
Basket
trick.
of agency.
Yeah, or
You know
something.
what? When she finally no, she doesn't get to pick her own clothes. Never mind. Keep
No.
going.
But I did appreciate that you kind of get a taste of it back in the escape where she is stuck in the plane and she sees that shit's going crazy and she just hauls ass over to the machine gun attached to the plane. And
Oh,
it's
yeah.
not like she's like, I don't know, like in another movie, honestly, probably another movie from like 10, 15 years later, like she probably just been like, oh, and like accidentally like
Yeah.
hit the trigger on the machine gun or something. But like, no, she just like grabs it and starts taking out Nazis and
Yeah.
it's awesome.
It's
Yeah.
great.
That's right. That's right
So
about that part.
like yeah, it definitely. So there were still moments of Marion being kick ass, but yeah, like she mostly spent the rest of the movie just kind of being like this weird POW in this man war.
And really being very blatantly used as currency.
Oh,
yeah.
Like being referred to as partial payment
Yeah.
multiple
Ooh.
times.
Creep
from
Supremes
there
all
on.
around.
Creep Supremes all about it. Normal head Nazis all about it.
Normal head.
Yeah, not,
Wait, which
not the
one?
goblin guy, but like the other guy who's like the head of the normal.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Oh,
Okay,
he has
I-
like
yeah,
kind
yeah.
of like a scar on his
Yes.
cheek.
Yeah.
Okay,
Okay.
that
Oh,
guy.
yeah.
Yeah. I was trying to figure out what you were saying. Like, like his head is normal.
Mr. Katanga pretends he wants to do that.
I
Yeah.
was so heartbroken for the like 30 seconds that I thought he had actually betrayed them. But then when I realized he was just trying to save both Indy and Marion.
we should say he's a ship captain.
Yes.
Yes,
Yeah.
or the captain of the ship where they're taking refuge for a
Yes.
short time until a German submarine pulls up.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then takes them
And
to
then
Nazi
Indy
Island.
like climbs aboard the submarine.
I
Yeah.
guess.
He just like swims across because he's a man.
Yeah.
Man.
America.
Never mind this shot arm.
I'm
probably
healed now.
That's
I had
right.
a good night's rest.
Yeah.
A
And
woman
I was
dabbed
dabbed
him
with water.
Yes,
By
he
a
was dabbed with
beautiful
water
woman.
and
A beautiful
smooched by a
maid.
lady.
Yeah.
That's all an American man in the 1930s needs.
Just needed a smooch.
Smooching
Where
and
were
dab.
they? Something.
Elbow.
Forehead. Elbow.
Forehead.
Elbow,
Forehead.
forehead,
Eyelid.
Yep.
And then
and then just
kind of his lip.
Yeah,
maybe?
she figured it
just
out.
Yeah,
coming
she
in
maybe.
like-
real hot.
All right, I think he needs.
We could have done this after Elbow. I was ready to go.
Yeah, I guess it's not really clear how he like the submarine just never must have submerged again, right? He just like rode the top of it till it got to Nazi Island.
I think he just punched the cover open. He
Oh,
just,
he actually was in the submarine.
I don't know, guys.
Maybe they were so close. Yeah, they just like
Okay.
cruised up.
Although how great would it have
Surface.
been a scene of him just going the submarine going down into the
He
water.
holds his breath for like a day and a
Yeah,
half.
because he's an American hero.
Yeah.
Great.
But Mr. Katanga is one of my MVPs for
Mm-hmm.
sure. Love him. My last MVP that I haven't yet touched on is Vest Nerd,
What?
who in the classroom early on,
Yeah, yeah.
the class is
Yes.
filled with ladies who want a piece of that, Harrison.
Yep.
Yeah.
But then the last person to leave is just like this uptight young college boy wearing a sweater vest who kind of angrily places an apple on a desk. Like he's like, I'm doing this right. Everybody is here just to flirt with a teacher.
Right.
I want to learn about archaeology.
But he also like no eye contact with Professor Jones. Like just beelines it out of there.
Yeah.
Do you think you think that he did that on purpose, like weirdly put the apple on the desk? Because my theory was that he was so nervous and he was like, all I gotta do is put this apple on this
Oh, the
desk.
actor?
And he was like, because it kind of like wobbles around, and like the guy who's like his British friend, Marcus, like comes in and is like, kind of has to like reach for it in a way that I don't think he was necessarily prepared to do.
Do you think that actor was like, holy shit, it's Han Solo?
For sure.
I have to give him an apple.
Like, do you think originally it was actually like an exchange? It's like there were actual lines of dialogue, and he's just like, here you are, Mr. Jones. Cut. Roddy, come on.
It's George's nephew or something.
It's a favor. Just put him in there.
My MVP was an extra who gets hit by a car.
What?
And for like 1 second, you see him on the
I know who you're talking about.
dashboard, but he has just like this expression that looks like the shocked emoji.
Yeah.
He looks sort of pleasant about it.
Yeah.
It's like a really bizarre, like it's both somebody who's like shocked and upset to be being hit by a car, but also like, I'm on TV.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's totally how it feels.
You think it was maybe it was like a young stunt person or something, and they were just sort of like, this is awesome. They just couldn't help but show that on their face a little bit.
Yeah.
That they were working with the Peter Diamond.
Oh, yeah.
Peter Diamond, stunt arranger.
That's it. Maybe do you think that's
can be arranged.
yeah. Do you think that was his direction? Peter Diamond was like, when you fall upon the truck, show that you are elated because for the first time you feel truly alive.
So this truck right over here? What? Peter?
Peter?
Mr. Diamond?
Remember your training. I hope that's exactly what happened. 'Cause it's like you've spent your life digging for these Germans, for these Frenchmen, and now finally you have the fire of adrenaline coursing through your veins. Oh, Peter Diamond. I love it.
Mr. Diamond, you got any fixins for a sandwich? That can be arranged.
Oh. And then he disappears. But when you turn around, there's lettuce, tomato.
Gee, Mr. Diamond, where'd you go?
Then he looks back to look for Peter Diamond, then looks back at the sandwiches like in sandwich form.
Oh, I love it.
Indiana Jones does the coolest hat trick I've ever seen in an
Oh,
action
that
movie.
was great.
Are you talking about the Nazi?
Yeah.
Yeah.
After he has a tidy coat on.
Too jacked.
I just want to let all the listeners know that every time we mention this jacket, everybody pantomimes trying to put on a tiny jacket.
Because
not
it was
once.
great. It was
It's great physical
It was great
comedy
physical
of like,
comedy.
oh, jacket doesn't work. And then some other Nazi comes up and berates him for being a slob.
Yeah.
And Harrison Ford, the timing on that's really good.
Really
I
good.
appreciated it of just like playing along and then being like,
Combing his
actually, I
hair
could just punch this dude out.
Yeah.
And he like kicks him in the balls or
Yeah,
something.
or something.
And then he kicks his head, but then the hat just flies up.
Yeah.
And he grabs it, puts it on, ready to go.
So good. Go ahead.
Was that an accident, do you think?
The
Like,
hat?
it just happened to pop up like that, or was it arranged?
I feel like magic that good can only be arranged.
Right?
Right.
Yeah, like maybe in the script it said like he punches him out and then we cut to him putting on clothes.
Yeah.
The Indiana Jones theme plays for some reason. But then Peter Diamond like swooped in behind Steven Spielberg.
Rearrange this
He
scene.
did swoop.
Like he literally just like came up behind him and it's like, what if the hat were to appear out of the air like a fountain? Like the font of God piercing the heavens.
It can be arranged.
Or what if he literally just like came up behind Steven Spielberg and just like flung a hat in front of his face? You know what I mean? It's just like, and then like, and Steven Spielberg's like, ooh, yes, yes, Steven.
It's like can
be
do a
yours.
Dracula. The power of the hat trick can be yours, Spielberg.
Yeah, I mean, we're slowly turning him into like the Emperor from Star Wars / Dracula / like the Shadow, like the old like 19. Yeah, but yes, that hat move was incredible.
Yeah. Very charming. This movie was funnier than I remembered.
Yeah,
Like, I remembered the LOL, I have a sword, I'll shoot you scene.
which does indeed happen.
Yeah, still funny. I still laughed at it. I knew it was coming.
Yeah,
I still laughed.
I also appreciated how like pumped the crowd was about it. You know what I mean? Like after he shoots the guy, like a bunch of the people who were behind the sword guy were just like, yeah, like they were like, that was great.
It's okay to feel good about this audience.
Yeah.
Yeah. Maybe that guy was like a dick.
I bet he was. If he's like the sword master of town, it probably was just like, oh, you have to pay for that. Do I? And he just like fling his sword around. All right, fine. Just take the.
There is one moment where the crowd comes out to distract the evil Nazis who are
Yes.
driving through in their
Yes.
car, and they're trying to distract them with like not pretending. Maybe I'm
They're,
sure they
like,
would have
selling
accepted a
fruit?
sale. Yeah, they're
Yeah.
selling like
Yes,
a
yes.
watermelon-like fruit, and this jerk.
I believe it
mean,
was
he's
Normal
already
Head.
a Nazi,
Head,
so I
normal
mean,
head.
Yeah.
normal head takes it and just
like
chucks the fruit.
Like a child,
Like
like
a
an angry
child.
tantrum.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just throws this fruit out of the car.
So childish.
Don't care about anybody's livelihood.
They really don't.
Really
Nazis are the
terrible.
worst, you guys.
Yeah, I don't know if you've heard. I don't know if you've heard the news. Nazis are
Beep, 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 beep.
yeah.
This just in. This just in.
Breaking news on this podcast in 2018. Nazis are the worst.
Yeah. And I'd also say, in terms of the comedy, Harrison Ford has a really good everything is fine face, oh, JK, we're fucked.
Yeah.
Kind of like
Yeah.
where it's like something bad happens and he like does this like, ooh, got out of that one, but then things get worse and he kind of freaks out. He
Yeah.
does it a couple times and it's very effective. I know I gave him shit for Blade Runner and I called him not a good actor.
Yeah.
But I don't know, by now, I'm on board.
Sure.
I'm on board.
All right.
Maybe with that Spielberg touch, he
Maybe his acting got arranged.
okay, we're giving Peter Diamond a lot of power now.
I do have that much power.
Oh my god. Like maybe that's part of the reason that this felt like one of the healthier relationships that a Harrison Ford character has is like the character of Indiana Jones, as much as a dick as he is, like he also seems like, I don't know, a real person.
Yeah.
I guess.
I think he does try to be a good friend
Yeah.
and a good person.
Yeah. He's just of his time, I guess.
Yeah, I also was thinking it's interesting how they signal that he's like the good archaeologist, where like he's very into the museum getting things,
Right.
and like in a larger picture, it's problematic because we're stealing things from other cultures.
Yeah.
But like in the reality of that these white people have, like this is the good thing to do is to provide the museum which educates, et cetera, et cetera.
Right.
Oh, like versus just selling it and taking
Right,
all the
versus
money.
selling it to whoever, to private collectors or whatever. And like we know he's the good one because he really hammers home that he wants the museum to get the Ark afterwards. And,
Yeah.
like, he wants these things for the museum.
It's very strange.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And
Like
like
when-
that's I don't
Yeah.
know. It's like not good, but is good in the reality of like that worldview. I don't know.
It's very complicated.
Yeah.
Like the whole conceit of Indiana Jones is weird when you are willing to actually think about it critically. Because yeah, like if you're just watching as like a silly adventure movie, you don't really think about it.
Yeah.
But then yeah, when you actually break it down, it's just like, oh, it's just a bunch of like Westerners fighting over other people's stuff.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And then we're like sort of given this weird pseudo morality because it's like, oh well, yeah, but he's keeping it from the Nazis. So you're like, okay, well then I guess he's
Which is like the lowest bar there is.
right, exactly. And then there's also like the added bar of in this one is also of just like, oh, also God has also judged these particular white people not worthy to take this thing.
I thought there was one line in there that I thought was really precious and interesting is when Harrison J. Ford's friend,
Which one?
the one that we're struggling to remember his name, but he's so cool. He's
Sala?
Sala.
Yeah.
He sees Sala, and Sala's filling him in on how the Nazis are basically only hiring diggers and paying them very little. And he says something to the effect of, it's as though the pharaohs have returned.
Ooh, yeah.
Yeah.
Ooh.
That was a great line.
Yeah.
And it just sort of gets like stuffed in there and then keeps going. But I was like, that is beautiful. And probably poignant. I don't know.
Totally. I agree.
Yeah. Hey, the pharaohs were also real dicks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I don't care who knows it.
Hey, you know what?
Hey.
Just stop being dicks.
Hey.
Yeah.
Hey, potential authoritarian god kings. Cool it.
Yeah. Yeah. Let me speak to all the hot reincarnated kings out there.
Yeah.
Cool it. Maybe spread the wealth around a little bit.
Oh, yeah.
Why don't you pay people a living wage?
Yeah.
Like, I know you're far from automation, so we're just going to put
Wait,
basic income aside
Just
for
to
a
be clear,
second.
are we specifically yelling at the ancient pharaohs right
Yeah.
now? Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
So we still need to connect labor and value to each other.
Uh-huh.
It's fine. We'll
Yeah.
get there eventually.
Yeah.
Maybe, unless we die in a meteor
Sure.
explosion.
Or something else.
But just like cool it with slavery.
yeah.
Pharaohs.
Yeah. Hey. Actually, why don't we just let's paint with a bigger brush. I want everybody just cool it with the slavery.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Is cool the right term for that?
I mean, I'm just trying to connect with them.
yeah, we're just rapping. We're just rapping with these guys.
It's just like with the screenwriters. Like, I came out kind of strong, but then I thought, I also want to be persuasive.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Clear.
Yeah.
But leave a little room.
Like,
Yeah.
still be like,
Well,
look.
Like, hey,
that's where I think that cool it is not the right term. Because cool it to me is like bring it down a few notches.
Oh, sure.
Right?
Okay. You're
Or
right.
just don't do it at all.
Yeah. Okay.
How about
All right.
like cool it like to the max?
Yeah.
Okay,
Absolute
very
zero.
Cool
good.
it to the maximum level
Absolute
that
Yeah.
can
zero.
be cool.
Yeah.
Maximum cool,
Absolute
pharaohs.
zero.
Yeah.
Yes.
And
Redistribute your Egypt coin. And everybody gets their brains pulled out when they die so they can go to the afterlife.
Yeah.
Sure, just
sure,
you.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Everyone's organs should be in jars.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why can't old Joe at the market stand get his organs in a jar?
Why can't we all be in a mummy room together?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
We should all be in one mummy room.
Yeah.
Just children of the corn.
Ooh.
Just waiting for a
Some
victim.
lady walks in, we can all attack her like rakes in a
And
cartoon.
or try to help her, but
Yeah.
not
yeah.
really knowing how.
Hey, pharaohs, you think me and all my cousins and stuff don't want to turn into old desiccated skeletons and scare white ladies? We do. That's not just for kings. So cool it to the max.
Pharaohs.
Pharaohs.
Long dead pharaohs.
Yeah.
But also 2018 cool with the slavery to
Yeah,
the max.
to the
please.
max.
Yeah.
To the extreme max.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just the
Maybe like
opposite of what you're
maybe
doing.
like cool it all the way to the point where like you're going in the opposite direction.
Yeah.
Where it's like, hey, here's a living wage. I love you.
With a hug.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But also like if they don't want to hug because
Yeah.
like you have a complicated
Yeah.
relationship, that's
Yeah.
fine.
Yeah. Just let them be.
Just leave them alone.
Yeah.
Just leave everybody alone.
Can we all just leave each other alone? That's the lesson of Indiana Jones.
Yeah.
If everyone would just leave each other alone and stop replacing each other's gods with sandbags or using your fascist machine of war to steal the relics of God to use for your own whims.
Yeah, tricking people into opening things and then closing things
Yep.
and then flying places
Yeah.
and then crawling under trucks. Just
Yeah.
cool it.
Cool it.
Before we get to our final rating of the movie, we'd like to read a review of our own podcast,
Yeah.
Totes Recall,
Love to.
in the impression of a character from that movie or Peter Diamond.
That could be arranged.
Unfortunately,
It's not just any review. It's a 5-star review.
oh yeah, 5-star review on iTunes.com.
yourself logging onto iTunes.com, riding underneath a truck of the Third Reich. You hit the 5 key. You write a small missive about the quality of the podcast. And your heart beats harder than it ever has in your meager existence. Sorry. I'm really into Peter Diamond.
So we would like to arrange that for this podcast, but no reviews.
Yeah, great.
Boo.
Boo.
Boo to all the people who listen to our podcast.
Just kidding. We love you.
JK.
Here's a living wage if we were pharaohs, but we're not.
Yeah, we'd like to cool it to the max. Give all our listeners living wage.
But also do the opposite. Patreon.com/TotesRecall.
Hey, pay for art.
Yeah. Cool it with that free downloading.
Right?
But don't
No,
cool
no,
it.
it's
Keep
fine.
downloading.
Yeah.
But maybe consider throwing a few bucks our way
Anyway, consider cooling it.
in a very specific
.com.
way. Consider cooling.com. Ooh, we're looking that up.
So, instead of doing that, we'll just jump straight to our reviews. Dan, I thought you would give it a 4.
Yeah. What was it? Happy Maps?
4
Yes.
happy paper maps.
Happy, specifically paper maps. Okay.
You are balancing a fun romp versus the problematic elements.
Yes. Yeah. I think that is the case. Like it's still there's a lot of like fun adventurousness in the movie, and it's still I don't know. It's like a good classic adventure story, but it is also like the harsh views of 2018 kind of muddle things a little more than they did when I was younger.
Yeah.
I will say I will drop it down to a cowardly 3 happy paper maps.
Great. Beth, you gave it a 2. Since you weren't sure which one this was,
Yep.
maybe it wasn't that good.
Wait, have
Yeah.
you seen this one before?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I have seen all of them, but I just don't remember what happens in
Gotcha.
them.
Do you remember if this is one of the VHSs that you owned?
Great question.
Of the 2?
I don't. I'm gonna have to look at those VHSs.
If
to
you
see.
grew
still
up with
have
Beth,
them?
tweet at us.
Probably.
Wow, really? You
Yeah.
have VHSs in your home?
Well,
Or
in my
your
parents' home.
They still have VHS tapes?
Yeah.
If you're
I
Beth's
just
parents,
recently put them in a plastic container.
ooh,
Get rid of them.
Wait, they might be worth some money.
Nope.
Apparently, those Black Diamond Disney VHSs are worth money.
really?
They're not.
Oh, okay.
What about the clamshell
But some
ones?
people, yeah, the clamshell ones,
Oh.
but they're like listed for like thousands of dollars on eBay, and I'm like, oh, I have like 20 of those.
Wow.
I mean, not 20, maybe 10.
Still.
$10,000.
That's a lot of money. Could use that money. Patreon.com. I thought the movie was average. 3.
Hooray.
Hooray! I thought 4 and would also be conflicted between fun, romp, problematic. I quite enjoyed the movie. I liked it a lot. There were those elements that were a real bummer, but for whatever reason, I mostly give it a pass.
Hey.
4 happy paper maps.
Wow. Cool. I was excited that Marion had a lot more agency and self-possession than I thought she might. I cannot believe how badly it failed Bechdel Wallace.
Oh yeah, did we explicitly?
Oh, it just
Say,
didn't even
yeah.
come close. Yeah, we talked about there's just like no other named.
Yep.
I don't think there's another named woman. Unless that monkey was named.
Nope.
No.
Nope.
Monkey.
Oh, poor little tiny space monkey. Spy monkey.
There you
Sorry,
go.
Spy monkey.
Do you want to know what you gave it?
Did
And
I
why?
give it? What did I give it?
2.5 you ended on
Oh.
because you didn't know what to do.
Yeah, no, that's fair. I'm going to bump it up to 3.5.
Oh.
Whoa.
So 3, well, really 3 1/4, like a little corner map.
Yeah.
Sure.
I don't know. Although I genuinely enjoyed it. I really didn't look at my phone hardly at
No.
all, which is, I mean, I'm sad to say that's become a metric, but it is. And there are a lot of parts that I really liked. So, yeah, okay. All right, 3.5 maps.
Great.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, a little bit of courage, not that much. There it is.
Just like, no, I guess he actually had a lot of courage. Like, there wasn't a lot of him just being like, oh, it was mostly just him like, oh, this thing's going to kill me right now if I don't move.
Yeah.
Who?
Well,
Indiana
this is gonna
Jones.
Indiana
suck.
Jones.
I was going to try to make like a cool connection of like, oh, just a little bit of courage, but he's actually like pretty fearless most of the time. Like, he just kind of
Crawled
goes for it.
under a car.
Yeah. Like, that was his solution.
Yeah, he's
Yeah.
like, well, this is clearly the next thing that I need to do.
It's true. Well, it did feel like, though, because he had figured out the process of elimination. He was going under that car one way or the other.
That's true.
You may as well do it in a controlled way.
As we learned with that other guy who tried to do the same move. And
Ooh.
as Molly said, also went under the truck. But not quite in the same
Yeah.
way.
He was arranged.
Oh.
Peter Diamond will arrange you under this truck.
That's right.
Ooh. You think I got snuffed out?
What?
Oh, you think that guy actually got killed?
Yeah.
No,
No.
he just whispered in Peter. He came down and whispered in his ear. It's like, you've joined
Welcome to my stunt crew.
You've joined the Nazi regime. You have been given power. You are searching for the power of God himself. You've finally met your match in Indiana Jones. You've seen the move. You've seen him go into the truck. You know it can be done. You have confidence. You have hubris. But yet, you do not have the skills. But in that last moment, as the tire crushes your windpipe, you know that you have lived a life of glory and heroism, but also extreme bigotry, and you should probably consider that in your last moments. But still, your limbs fly up dramatically in the horizon because Steven Spielberg specifically asked that you do that, so it's clear that you got hit by the tire.
It is so arranged.
It is so arranged. Okay, but should I like scream or Peter?
Is that Peter Diamond laughing at the very beginning?
Totes Recall is hosted by Molly Chase, Beth Gibbs, Dan Jaquette, and Dan Linden. Produced by Beth Gibbs. New episodes of Totes Recall drop on the 15th of every month. For more information and bonus content, visit us at totesrecall.com. Thank you so much for listening.